Oh, all right.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Misadventures of the U.S. Oh dear God, why? I'm here with Mitch Nemo. Hey, Mitch.
Hi.
If you go to the pinned comment in the chat, or if you go to my description, you will find 5 GoFundMe's for my friends James Colley, Moonshock, Angela Arreaga, The Hey Camel, and Maddy. These are all great people, except for James, who's an asshole. And they all fall on hard times. So thank you all. Hey, Rotten.
Hey, Rotten. I'm saying that after having a swig of coffee. That's why I sound weird. Anyway, I'm live too, and I'm Mitch Nemo. This is Space Mischief in Space. In space. Because
Space.
everything is better when it's in space. For some reason. Now, what do we got? What do we got today? We got we got Mirror Universe Borg.
Yay.
What did I put in my description? In
Mirror
my
Universe
description,
Borg.
I wrote that you and I are going to make a mockery of the Mirror Universe Borg and of the people who write them. Honestly, the Borg haven't been written correctly since
First Contact.
Yeah. Honestly, because someone decided to take the concept of a hive mind and apply an insect hive structure and include a queen, and that's just not how the Borg worked.
Yes. All right. So the way I've always assumed the Borg to be is it's a machine. It's a Gestalt consciousness. It is one
Yep.
mind and multiple bodies. It doesn't need a central pillar to activate a Gestalt mind in a single body. Multiple bodies. It doesn't work like that.
It's the result of hyperconnectivity, not leadership.
Yes. And the Borg Queen, I get why she was written into First Contact. It gave the audience a central villain. That was her purpose in that movie. She was the central villain because if you did the Borg as they were portrayed, there's no real villain. You're just dealing with the consciousness, and you can't really win against the consciousness. You can't overcome it, if you will. It's still out there.
Even though you can.
Yeah, So
I mean, well, no. I was gonna use Kirk as an example with Landru, but even with Kirk and Landru, Kirk didn't beat the whole of the body. He beat the brain, and the body, Landru, and all of those yada yadas. The people that Landru controlled were controlled by a central brain, the computer that was Landru.
Okay.
So that's different from the Borg too. So Kirk didn't, who else? When else did Kirk beat a? Kirk did beat a consciousness, but it wasn't a central consciousness with Nomad, the Nomad probe, because that wasn't a central consciousness. That was just a semi-sentient machine consciousness. What else was there? I can't think of any other major computerized. The M5, but that was impressed with human engrams. So that's not the same either. Yeah, how do you beat a consciousness like that?
And it also stretches what the word I'm looking for.
Credulity?
Yes, because all right. So as far as the Queen goes in their structure, if she's at Earth, how is she in the Delta Quadrant at the same time? I get that multiple bodies, but if you have the exact same person playing her, then how is she there and here? Because the Borg don't really do cloning, if you will.
No, but I think what was happening there, what the Queen was trying to imply, she had said that that you think in such three-dimensional terms to Picard, implying that the Borg, or at least the Borg Queen, functions in fourth-dimensional terms, which suggests that she's got copies of herself from different times as well, from different points in the timeline.
Yeah,
And if
but
that's the case, now just think about this. If let's say Borg Queen becomes Borg Queen last month,
okay.
and every day for the last 30 days, she goes back in time one day. So by the first day of that month, there would be 30 copies of the Borg Queen existing at the same time and existing within the collective as part of the overall consciousness.
Yeah, but
At
there's
the
a
same
slight
30
problem with
versions.
that.
I know there is. Believe me, I know there is. But I think that's what she was trying to imply, was that kind of a thing. But at some point, even then, if you don't defeat all of them at once, you can defeat them one at a time until there are none left.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Borg Queen every day for it decides to go back to the beginning. And if that's that, that creates more narrative problems than anyone wants to even bother solving.
Okay, I got to
It's
count
one
for
of
that
the,
one.
what's that?
In
We
Voyager,
go back the day before.
well, not even that. In Voyager, it's stated that she's from a species where the females have this hyperconnective. Their mental capacity is just phenomenal. So that implies that, because she said it herself, I'm originally from a species that had this ability. So you're telling me that all the females look the exact same. Now, if you said that we've taken this species and we use these females, we breed these females specifically for their mental capacity, then it's acceptable, and it could explain why, if it was a different actress portraying the queen each time, but she has a similar looking feature, I would totally be okay with that, because
Yeah, I would too.
it's this one species we're using over and over and over again because they have this ability.
However, if you recall what the Borg Queen said to Picard in First Contact, humans, we used to be exactly like them.
Yes.
So it's another contradiction, is all I'm getting at.
Again,
Let's say we well, so the visual aspect of this live stream doesn't get boring. Let's say we get into combat.
Sure. And I can point out the horrible inconsistency I noticed and that pissed me off.
Okay, works for me.
All right.
Event. First contact. How many more days do I have for this? 6 days, and I've got. Oh, I've been slacking.
So I got, it's 6 days and I still only got it'll be 21. I only got 11 if I do them straight. One night in Bozeman.
Yep. All right. Okay. Good with that. Of course, I'm going to have to deselect all the fucking bridge officer abilities.
Good, you made it. Looking forward to dealing with this by myself.
Yes, we know, 7.
Our hollow emitters are doing their job. And the bomb. Okay, the bombing should.
No one cares, 7.
Shut up. Yeah. This is terrible. I hate this portrayal of 7 of 9, but I absolutely adore Jerry Ryan as an actress.
Yes.
As an access? Here, let me show you this weapon when we get up here.
So much for the bombing run.
That I told you about.
Okay.
Make sure I get in the range for it.
Wait a minute. Oops. Oh shit! Where'd you get that?
For all this time, they still haven't learned.
That I got from a Discovery Reputation.
I may have to do a Discovery Reputation. That was a.
It's a good one.
Oh man.
Complex took some hits.
What up, Brad? Brian, sorry. Alright, this whole mission, I hate, like you say, they go back and they alter history and whatnot, and they shouldn't.
Right.
Because if the Borg were doing this shit on Earth during the time of first contact, then...
We gotta go back this way.
Oh yeah, back that way. But that's not my issue with this. Now we were expressing how How after that tardigrade shit, they just willy-nilly started stealing, right?
Let's make sure before we
Yeah.
move on.
In this one, they steal something from Men in Black.
Oh yeah, the flashy thing.
Yep, they steal the neuralizer.
Yep. And they don't even give a good reason for it. They just think that they can hide that shit under technical jargon. You can use a neurolytic field or something like that, and that's like, no.
That's not how any of that works.
The brain is electrochemical in nature. There's a chemical component that must be employed as well. But you know,
But again,
that's why I wrote in the description or somewhere that we're also taking a shot at the writers of this dribble because they have no understanding of how this stuff started and why it was the way it was when it started. The hive mind thing we were discussing is a prime example. They applied insect structure to the concept of a
Gestalt
consciousness.
A Gestalt consciousness, yes.
Because they're bad writers. They think that hive means it must have queen.
Be drawn to it like a moth to a flame. We need to protect the
I mean-
light.
Also think that
And if life signs ahead,
that
some of them
they
are-
also wanted to retain the monolithic nature of the Borg.
What do you want? Get away from us.
Shut up.
I wouldn't mind an insectoid race that had a classical hive structure.
Right.
All right, so the one thing that the Star Trek is severely lacking is overarching enemies. Like you have
Kind of, yeah.
so you have the Romulans. If 9 times out of 10 it's either the Romulans, the Klingons, or the Borg or the Dominion, or some species we've already fought before, like the Zenkathi,
Yeah.
the Tholians. And even then, the Tholians are insectoid in a sense. They're arachnids. But what about a species that
Actually they're crystalline as well.
need to do a
yes,
They can't remember the Borg.
So their biology is
Setting a
totally
tricorder
different.
to
And the
emit
only
the
reason that we give them anything like an arachnoid
because of that web
appearance-
shit.
Yeah, is because of the episode title, The Tholian Web. Like, oh, there must be like space spiders. It's good content, good concepts, corrupted by the writings of an 8-year-old.
Yes. If they'd have kept the crystalline, like they're more crystalline than anything, and we really don't see them.
Picking up Borg signals to the north, though.
Right.
It's like the brain. We have a concept of what the brain are. Like but we never see their actual like faces or anything. We just see them in their pressure seats.
Currently, resource node 01
Right.
is a garbage.
So,
You must be
but if you want to do a horde-like species who are, we're gonna eat you. If they were doing it, say the Tyranids from 40K, who are literally just a race of space locusts, who just want to
Like
eat.
the Zerg.
Yeah, so if you want to do a species similar that are literally just space locusts that you all got to fight again that isn't the Borg, I'd be all for it. I would love to see the Federation's or the Star Trek take on, say, the Zerg, or again a species like that.
See if we can figure out what they
You know?
There was a book series.
Power amplifiers.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Copper tubing.
There were Star Trek novels, 4 of them. TOS, TNG, DS9, and Voyager.
Battery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell.
And they were all a connected story
Okay.
about an alien species that was on Earth ages and ages and ages and ages ago. Turns out they're the foundation for our myths about demons and the devil and
Okay.
whatnot and that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got chased to another part of the galaxy, which turned out to be the Delta Quadrant. But we learned
No sign of the Borg.
that
Scan, make sure Picard's
what
team is
they
out.
thought that it was humans that chased them away, or
Speaking
you know,
of
the
Starfleet comm badges inside the bar. And
the what do you call it?
Hold
The
on.
denizens, I guess, of
more
the
Starfleet comm badges
Alpha
inside the
Quadrant.
bar.
Okay.
But as it turns out, it was another invasive species that were invasive, like the Borg would be.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Borg is one of the parts they tend to overlook is the infestation nature.
Yes.
That's what the assimilation is. It's an infestation. But these things did biologically what the Borg did.
Mechanically.
Yeah, technologically.
Okay.
And what they did, they were insectoid and they would eat you. But instead of digesting
I'm thinking that
your
transmission's
brain,
our next stop.
they would incorporate it into their hive.
Okay.
You know, it was kind of like the Alien in a way. In Aliens, where where all the aliens communicated via contact
Yes.
with each other. It was kind of like that. And in fact, they found one version of Dax who had been eaten by these things in the distant past.
Okay.
And the Dax symbiote. And Dax, modern Dax was able to communicate with the Dax symbiote.
Okay.
There are 3
But, they basically did what the Borg did.
Take me to the first array
But
and
they
I'll start disabling
they
their
never really evolved, but they had all that knowledge. And I can't remember what the series was called, but it was a really good series, and they handled that invasive species was
Take me to the first
was
array and
only
I'll start
present
disabling
in the Deep Space Nine novel.
Okay.
But in the other novels, it was the aliens who got ran out by
Okay.
that species.
their-
And the DS9 novel winds up being the best novel, I think. It's quite good. It's a good series of books, and it's a good story.
All right, this one's done. Let's go.
I'll have.
And the DS9 part is very much a horror story.
And that could work. All right, so Star Trek, I wouldn't mind like a season of horror, if you will. Something scary. There's something going bump in the night in Star Trek. It would be an interesting take on, do you remember the episode on DS9 where they had to find out who's the changeling?
Oh yeah,
So
like on the Defiant.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
great
literally
episode.
it was literally the thing in space. Essentially, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It can
Right.
work.
Oh yeah, it absolutely can. But I wouldn't say a season. I'd say just
A few episodes.
several episodes every season that have that horror kind of construct to them.
Yeah, oh shit,
Because
they're back. Here they come to eat us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this stuff writes itself.
Sometimes.
Shit, I wish I really wish the Bajoran Civil War, if you will, or the Bajoran coup was a season-long arc instead of just 2 episodes.
I think I pissed him off.
Which one?
When the first one with the circle.
Yeah, that was actually 3 episodes. Yeah, that was a good arc.
Yeah, but
it
it
would have
should
been fun to see that story.
expanded upon. Yeah, like have like it starts off with Lee Nullis becoming like his first officer essentially. Or they even do that. Have that she finds Lee Nullis and people are debating what to do with him. Like for a few episodes. Like do we promote him? Do we like make him and have him that Joran, I think of his name. I forget the guy who pulled the coup off. I forget his name was. Have him trying to recruit. Yeah, have him trying to recruit Lee Nullis to his side.
Yeah,
Nice work.
and have it work for a minute.
Yeah, and then have him see like, holy shit, you're just Cardassian light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much like how Democrats and Republicans are now.
Yeah. Now you're essentially 2 sides of the same coin. Like
Right. But he sees it not because he doesn't figure out that they're being armed by proxy by the Cardassians. He just sees it in the behaviors.
Yes. You know, maybe the
Like
guy
maybe he
is.
gets
Go ahead.
maybe he gets his hands on something where he gets to see what Frank Langella's planning. He's
Oh,
like, no, this is some Cardassian shit, motherfucker.
or better yet, have him like he's part of his like military officer or his military wing, and he goes with him to, or he's ordered to put down a riot. You know,
Yeah.
something small. You know, and
Well, yeah, it's something like what they did with Kai Wynn and the soil reclamators.
yeah, something like that. And he sees
Now,
like,
see,
wait a
what
minute,
would work really well is if you put those two stories together,
yeah,
and even because even when Kai Wynn found out about that, she was like, "What? No, fuck you." But to have Kai Wynn duped in that way, and have the soil reclamators thing still be part of that same story arc, where Kai Wynn is also a villain, but not. Um, she's a villain, but she's still a patriot. And when
Yeah.
she sees what Frank Langella's doing, just like what Vedic Wynn did with.
yeah. The moment
Vedic.
she saw like, oh shit, no, fuck no, you with this help the Kardashians? Nope, not doing it.
Yeah, but with her, she had to see the evidence.
Yes.
And it would have been it would have been a longer story arc that would have been a little bit more fun. And I'm not even talking like a full season. They could do it in probably 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah.
And it would be a wonderful bit of intrigue. But see, that's where modern Star Trek and the streaming model fail. The streaming model wants to spend way too much money on 10 episodes ish. It's always in the neighborhood of 10 episodes on streaming, whatever the show is.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be Star Trek, whatever the show is. It's almost always in the neighborhood of 10 episodes.
10 episodes and it's a rush storyline.
No, worse. It's a storyline that's overexpanded. So that in the middle of what was one called? It was a summer camp one. About it was sort of like a take on the Friday the 13th stuff.
Sleepaway
Right?
Camp?
No, it was a streaming series that I think it ran for 2 seasons or maybe it just ran for 1. But it was a good story, but there was too much bullshit in between where, hi, I'm gay, this is my gay shirt, this is my gay hat.
Hold
These
on
are my
really
gay
quick.
hiking boots. Oh, okay.
Rotncorpse. Then maybe the Borg shouldn't be called a hive mind, but a collective, single conscious mind. Then he says, the thing in space. And then he goes, small short stories aren't a bad thing. And I agree, small short stories aren't.
Right, but they have to have an ending.
Yes. And it would have been perfect.
That's the trick. The trick is to have an ending, but to leave an out in case this story or villain is extremely popular.
Hell, he could have came back. Like, they never dealt with him. Like, he never gets dealt with. He just goes off Frank Costello's character.
Frank Langella, yeah.
Yeah, he never gets dealt
They
with.
do deal with him. He wanders off, but it's sort of implied that because they had absolute proof. They had Cardassian thumbprints and
Yeah.
and his people receiving weapons from the people who working with the Cardassians, et cetera, et cetera. It was practically an airtight case, and the viewing audience knew that. So it was implied that
He gets
he
off.
politicianed his way out of the chamber. We'll look into these things and we'll cooperate entirely with any investigation.
He fled. Or he got offed.
Well, yeah, but he wanders out, and it's sort of implied that he's fucked, and he's never gonna, because now it's a matter of public record, and he's never going to have any authority again. Let's real quick. I'm gonna set us up for the next episode once we get into action again. Kings and Queens. Okay, shut up about the always the Lucari. I'm tired of them too. But we can transwarp when we're ready to.
All right.
Or, no, we can transwarp now, but we can press go when once our discussion resolves here.
Okay. I'll transport, beam to my ship, and.
But what I was saying was that this show got bogged down by all the by the gay character, and not because the gay character was a bad character, but they spent too much time emphasizing that the character was gay. It's like, we know. We already see it. There are visual clues, and she's dating another girl. We don't need a fucking monologue and a fucking and this whole big tangent and harangue about it. We get it. We already know. Then,
Mitch.
but aside from that,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm about to say, do you remember Maddy put up on her Twitter, this book should be read by everybody, How to Write a Good Black Character. And I said,
yeah.
and all I said was like, don't make it all about their race, sexuality, and whatnot, and make them three-dimensional. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You can have it be gay. Have you ever read the Patricia Briggs books?
I never have.
All right, there's a gay werewolf in the books, but he isn't overdone. Like his homosexuality gets brought up only like a few times because it's abnormal to their culture to have a gay werewolf because they want to breed and reproduce. That's their biological imperative, and he's abnormal, but he's still, a werewolf, and he's in good standing. Like people respect him, and you clearly see how he loves his pact because when they're fighting, and they say if you go werewolf, you'll kill everybody in the room, but you restrain yourself. It showed that he loves his pack and his friends.
Right.
And I bring that up to say he's not overdone. His homosexuality is
it's a show not tell thing.
Yes. So many words that I couldn't get out.
Yeah, and it's the same thing here. But in addition to the overemphasizing the gayness, they had other overemphasis on romance and failed romances. And no, this is a horror film, not a teen romance. What are you doing? What?
I was asking, were you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm ready to begin when you are.
All right.
Oh, okay. But they spend too much. Even when the characters are adults, they spend too much time. Oh shit! I'm having a slow load. They spend too much time making these things exercises in teen romance and teen drama, and that's just not interesting. And I came for the slasher movie, right?
Yes.
Or for the slasher TV show, as it were. Not for Jimmy not asking Diane to the prom. I don't care about that shit. That shit's childish. Leave it out.
I came for the blood and guts, not the angst of being a teenager.
I didn't even come for the blood and guts. I came for a human story, not teen drama. Teen drama you can get anywhere. Why are you being what every other show is? Be different. There are other elements of human. There are other human stories to tell, and even in a slasher, you need to have a human story at its core.
Yes.
It's one of the reasons Halloween works so well, and why Friday the 13th works so well. Because there are very human stories at play there, and you don't know what they are immediately, but they're there.
You got kicked again.
Got my password. I know. I was my muscle memory was starting to fail me on my password. Alright. Normal logon. Get rid of my standby screen. There we go. But yeah, they had 4 hours of slasher story that they stretched into. Oh, I'm gonna let this screen or this. Oh no, I'm not letting the cutscene spray because it's too. The voiceovers are overlapping each other.
Oh, sorry.
So screw them. Let's see. So we got to go over to this thingy. All right.
Good.
They had 4 hours of slasher story, but they stretched it out to 10 with a bunch of boring shit. Now, here's how you solve that problem. Tell more than one slasher story. Because the
Ooh.
slasher story was basically a Camp Crystal Lake thing, right?
Okay.
So, okay, we've got 4 hours worth of good story there. Let's tell that story. Oh, hey, maybe we can get 6 hours of another good story. And we can tell another slasher story. Maybe we can tell the sequel to this story
Ooh.
in the next 6 hours. And that's all you have to do. You know, the show was specifically about the summer camp, so you could have some of the build up
Okay.
to it. You could have the kid get drowned. You know, I don't remember what the details were, but it's always a variation on Friday the 13th if it's a camp story. So I'm just using that as a template.
Reach the new coordinates. Deploy from there. Once you've
re-
redeployed, you'll need to adjust the frequency.
Yeah, reactivate. So, gotta adjust cohesion beam. Yeah. I hate the mini games, but here at least we're doing something useful.
Hold on. Rodney saying I should turn your audio up just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to. Let me go to here. User volume. Rodney, is it better?
We'll find out.
I turned them up to turned you up to 130. See if that's better.
We'll find out. My point being, it is absolutely silly to bog down your story with a bunch of meaningless gibberish.
Yes.
Okay. That's true.
You said a tad. Let me.
Wait. Before you goof around, let me try this. I'm adjusting the position of my microphone
Okay. Let me read
so that
his.
it's a little bit closer.
All right, let me read Rodden really quickly. Giant monster movies don't need a human story. They need giant monsters rampaging or fighting each other, fighting other giant monsters. Yes, Rodden, I completely and utterly agree. I'm so tired of giant monsters being bogged down by humans.
Look, a Godzilla story does not need a single dad and his kids.
No, it does not.
We don't need that. That's stupid. An earthquake doesn't give two shits about the kid's dead parents and how they have to connect with their uncle or aunt. The earthquake doesn't give a shit about that.
All right, go ahead.
A lot of that stuff is just too far outside. You still need a human story, but the human drama with a Godzilla or the earthquake, that comes from the ticking clock. That doesn't come from a drama that's completely extraneous to the events going on around them.
Yes, they gotta fill the airtime, if you will. Like they gotta live in the
but
movie
they don't
out.
know how. They don't know how. They don't understand that the drama is coming from Godzilla rampaging through wherever.
Yes.
It's not coming from, little Timmy didn't get the sunglasses he wanted for Christmas, so now he wants to become a serial killer. That's a different fucking movie.
Yes, it does feel like they're trying to mishmash two movies together when they do that. Yes.
It really does. It's out of place. It doesn't belong. One of these things is not like the other.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Under the circumstances, I believe they'll agree that
I hate all the chatter in the background on these missions.
Yes.
It feels forced.
Especially when this chatter isn't really relevant to anything.
No, they're trying really hard to fill in the backstory and whatnot, and I can appreciate them doing it in a way that is structurally it's inobtrusive
that did the trick.
until this shit starts popping up.
Another egg. I do not want to pulverize our next target.
Who's we, lady?
Nakul have detected our weapons fire, Admiral. They are understandably curious.
There they are.
Update them on our activities here, Captain. We've nothing to hide.
Look.
But yeah, I respect that it's little dialogue pieces way off to the side that are unobtrusive. That I can respect. That's good. That's good storying, I guess.
Yeah,
Storytelling.
but sometimes,
But
like,
it's-
but
Well, but I don't like Kumarki's voice.
Successfully fractured. Begin your scan
the
now.
British.
But yeah,
The match.
but look. We don't need to know that the asteroid has been successfully fractured because we just successfully fractured it.
We can see that it's been successfully fractured
Yeah.
because we just did it.
One of my big issues with a lot of MMO type games, no, more like RPG type games, is that when you get sent on a quest, you go to a quest giver, they say, go find the thing. So you go and find the thing, and you get a pop-up that says, hey, you found the thing. Like, yeah, I know. And then you go back to turn in the mission to the mission giver, and the mission giver says, you successfully found the thing and brought it back. Yeah, I fucking know.
I just brought it back. Come on now. Just,
You wish, Admiral. Infame
Like,
out.
well, what makes you think I don't know that I found the thing and brought it back? All they need to say is, oh, thanks for the thing. I appreciate your efforts. Here's a cookie. You know, we don't need a big old recap of every single minuscule event. And
Yes.
worse, we don't need money wasted on people who write that kind of drivel and on people being paid to perform that drivel.
really quickly, Rotncorpse. The only way one wants a human story in a giant kaiju movie is when the humans versus the kaiju, like Pacific Rim did it. Yes, that makes sense.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. The drama is. That's what I mean by the drama is the ticking clock. Because not only do you have to beat up the giant monster, or
You gotta save the
somehow
city to do
prevent
it.
the earthquake, or whatever, you have to do. You only have like an hour and a half to do it. So you're like, okay, what do we need? Where is it? We got to go get it. Oh fuck, we got this asshole in the way. Oh, he thinks he can beat us to the punch? Screw that guy. You know, that kind of stuff. That's where the drama comes from. It doesn't come from fucking little Timmy being trapped in a well for no reason. It doesn't come from, hey, that kid's a fucking genius, and if only the adults in the room would give him a chance.
We're approaching the coordinates
No,
now.
fuck that.
I trust you spotted our uninvited guests.
That might work for a movie like War Games because that was the premise in the first place. That kid's a genius. And if the adults in the room would give him a chance, he could solve this problem. And that's
Yes.
exactly what finally happened.
Attention fully informed.
The order violation is inconsequential. Our work takes priority.
We're made of crystal. We got to argue with you.
Battle stations. Tactical. Aim to disable.
That I think that's
Aim
one of
to
the things
disable?
I've missed.
I'm not sure they'll reciprocate that
Whatever.
courtesy, Admiral.
Who made her a goddamn admiral?
Rather difficult to get them from
I don't know. Hell,
Firing to disable only.
our characters technically went from ensign to maybe
Captain.
it was lieutenant.
No, we went from
They were
ensign to
from-
captain.
We went from ensign to fleet admiral in under 2 years.
Yeah. Which is unheard of.
Which is kind of crap writing, but hey, whatever. It's the thing about this game, and a lot of games like it. This is part of the necessity of keeping a game up and running and active. You can't live it the same way we live life because characters will die. They'll just die off, right?
Yeah.
And what's the point in grinding if you don't get to keep the shit you grind for?
that was the last. Now.
But, alright, you can solve the issue of the fleet admiral. If, again, you're not a fleet admiral. You're just a captain.
Yep.
Preliminary.
Now you could be a
Well,
fleet captain.
Well, see, we could solve the problem by, yeah, because we have that admiralty system,
Mm-hmm.
Unchecked. I believe a port
and we can solve. You can still legitimize that admiralty system when you're playing as a fleet captain, as you said. Because of here we go again. Because a fleet captain commands a fleet just as much as an admiral does,
Yes.
so it would work. So you can still have that admiralty system in the Star Trek Online. Let me look at the chat on my end. Hey, Green Badger.
Yo, Green.
Green Badger, this is going back a ways. Green Badger says the only way you win against something like that, being the Gestalt consciousness, is utter destruction. Yes, but that's the thing is most of the Borg, like when the Borg attack Earth,
It's only a cube.
they send one ship, so that's all you have to destroy in that instance. Everyone else, all the rest of the Borg are still way off in the Delta Quadrant sniffing berries.
Well, it shouldn't even be that. Like, the Borg should be everywhere, in a sense. Like, there are so many species that they should be harvesting. Or you could have it that each quadrant has its own hive mind.
Well, yeah, see, that's the other thing. They want to maintain the monolithic nature of the Borg, but give it a queen and an insect. For one thing, there are different kinds of insects.
Yes.
And each insect has a colony and a hive, if you will, and a different queen. So why would if they're going to run with the insect analogy by using a queen, why not have different hives?
And that would be interesting. A Borg civil war.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far. I would have the Borg still cooperate because they're Borg, but at the same time, I would have each hive be kind of specialized.
Ooh. A hive of builders, a hive of attackers.
Yeah, let's put it in terms of the MMO. You got, at least in Star Trek, you've got healers, tanks, and DPS, right?
Okay.
DPS can heal and DPS can tank, but their specialty is DPS.
Okay.
You could have the same thing with the Borg, because the healers can shoot and do damage. They're just not as good as it as the DPS guys.
Okay.
So if you arrange your Borg hives in a similar way, and I'm not saying you only have 3 specialties. I'm just using the MMO the RPG trilogy Trinity. Sorry, God, as an example. Then you can write so many more interesting things. It's like, oh, we've defeated the Borg before. All we got to do is adjust the shields.
And you're
like,
dealing.
that ain't working this time.
Shit, you can have they have different. You can have they have different visual styles. Like they're maybe instead of cubes, they all their ship is spherical, or pyramid shape, or fucking parallelograms for all they care. Something interesting. Yeah, their ships are different, so oh, where's the cube at?
Exactly. It's like it's Borg, but it's not a cube. What the? We find out that these Borg are the engineers and not the DPS.
Yes.
Whatever.
These are the scientist Borg.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got one more thing from Badger.
Okay.
Badger says hello to you, dear. Fun fact, says Badger, StarCraft was originally supposed to be a 40K game, but GW wasn't on board. The Zerg were originally supposed to be the Tyranids. Well, there you go. And I still think that a Star Trek show where they run into something that performs like the Zerg or the Tyranids would be fucking awesome.
Yes. It'd be fucking frightening, because here is the species, like their whole exploration, and we've encountered a species we really can't negotiate with. We can't talk to them.
No longer on my team.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't know. In the Alpha Quadrant, I'm going to try to reload.
You know, this is a species you can't negotiate with because they see you as food. You know,
fuck.
they see you as prey.
Yep.
You know,
It's doing it again. It's going to kick me out.
that's
I
probably
got
why.
so wrapped up in discussing that shit that I timed out with the team up, basically. I'm going to see if I log back in, if I can reteam that way. But yeah, it's almost like what they're trying to do with the Gorn on Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem there is that the Gorn are already an established
Species.
species. And they didn't even meet until the original series anyway. Nope, I'm with my team here. Or with my crew. And
Well, shit. We'll just have to. I guess we have to play it separately there.
yeah, I'll play through on my end, you play through on yours. We can keep jibber jabbering.
Okay. You know.
But yeah, we I gotta shut off all the shit. If we damn it, I had a train of thought and it's gone again. But yeah, the other thing they're stuck on with these streaming shows,
Mm-hmm.
they really are stuck on one story per season when they can get away with telling two. There's
Yeah.
no rule. There's no rule.
You could have overlapping story. The overarching arc, and then you have the B arc where, using the example of DS9 and the hypothetical Lee Nullis, the Circle season or a few episodes, you could have the issue with Lee Nullis trying to find his place in this new world, like this new Bajor. He's trying to find his place there, and then you could also have the shit with the coup. The coup takes front and center, but you still have Lee Nullis's issues with, like, when I was here, we were all fucking fighting for our lives. Now that I'm back, I don't know how to do shit anymore because I've been gone so long.
Right.
You
Now
know?
think about this, just for a goof. Suppose we're doing a slasher
Okay.
in a slasher in a suburb, or in a small town, Haddonfield,
Okay.
for example. And in this show, all these murders are happening, and the way we do two stories in 10 episodes is we have the Michael Myers murders, but there are other murders taking place
A copycat.
that are similar. So that, but it turns out it's a copycat, but it's not just a copycat.
Ooh.
It's another because Michael Myers is the slasher villain. They say he's a serial killer, but he's not. He's a spree killer.
Okay.
But we have the spree killer that is Michael Myers, and then what we have is an actual serial killer who has seized upon the Michael Myers thing as a cover for his own serial murders. And in fact, he's not just a serial killer. He's got targets he's been
Looking at,
for a while, and now he's got an opportunity.
Shit, why not have that he's part of the police investigating and he's using that as a cover? Like, I know what to do, Oh, I seen the evidence, and this clearly says it's that Michael's boy.
Myers. Yeah. Just enough with the trans-dimensional bullshit. We're out of ideas.
And you could have that, whoever the protagonist is looking at both these murders like this doesn't fit his MO.
Well, no, that's just it. Because the one guy is doing copycat shit, it does fit the MO.
Okay.
But yeah, there would have to be little clues where it's like, okay, this doesn't feel the same for some reason. But we don't know what it is yet because the babysitter murders are still a new thing. But the Myers murders essentially are still a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy using them for cover, Michael's, the only thing that's the same is the method.
Okay.
There are other things that would have to stick out, that other reasons that it doesn't fit. Like, okay, the babysitters. The first 3 or 4 were babysitters or people around babysitters because they weren't all, if you recall, they weren't all hired babysitters. There was, I think there was only Lori and Annie were hired to babysit.
Maybe
The others-
care professionals.
Maybe what?
Maybe like just child care professionals, like kindergarten teacher or something to that effect. That would
Maybe.
that would open up more targets, if you will.
Well, the thing is, Michael didn't target babysitters. Only 2 of the people he murdered were babysitters. Or no, actually only 1 was, because he didn't murder Lori. The only other babysitter was Annie, but Linda and Bob were not babysitters.
Okay.
So calling the original title, The Babysitter Murders, is a bit of a misnomer. But that's fine.
Okay.
That's absolutely fine because I just got killed.
So did I.
Okay, good. My bridge officers are finally reviving me for once. I use my my red cone of "you suck," and that seems to have been to my advantage. So I was getting my ass kicked. Yeah, let's say that if the other killer is a cop, and if the copycat is a cop, and copycat's really the wrong word, because he's an opportunist posing as a copycat.
Okay.
To hopefully pin the murders on Michael.
To get away with his, maybe he's trying to get advancement by murdering people in his way.
No, that's too
cliche.
Yeah. It's got to be other people against whom he has a grudge. He's got to have his own mental defect or something.
Okay.
But it's other people against whom he has a grudge. A neighbor, for example.
He didn't mow his lawn.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe this guy's a psycho homeowners association rep. I know that sounds crazy, but those people are fucking nuts.
I know.
But that kind of a thing. And it would be a great way to have a A and B plot line in a single story, and to throw a twist on the slasher thing.
Okay.
They'll never do it. They'll never do it because it's an idea that makes sense, and it's a way to stretch out your story without turning it into a stupid teen romance. Hollywood thinks that everyone wants to watch a teen romance, and fuck, nobody does.
Teens only want to watch teen romances.
Right, but they think that's the audience for a slasher film. They don't realize that the slasher audience, who were preteen and teenagers when the slasher craze started, they don't realize that we've grown up.
Mm-hmm.
That's, again, I'm going to say the thing. This is one of the reasons I have so much respect for Womp Stomp Films, is that as filmmakers, they've grown up with their audience because they are the audience. They get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Never Hike Alone and all those properties are so good. It's why It's Me, Billy is so good. A fan film put together by Dave McCrae. That's a continuation of the story in Black Christmas from 1974.
Okay.
These are excellent fan films because these are filmmakers who grew up with their audience and understand that their audience is grown up now too. And because they know what a grown-up audience of those properties wants to see, that's what they commit to film. I go so far as to say they're brilliant for that. Because all you get from a Hollywood exec when it comes to this stuff is
whatever makes
studio
money.
exec is just gonna, well, yeah, that they take the wrong lessons from success, and their standby position is What about boobies? We got to get boobies in this picture. I want to see boobies. People like to see boobies. Let's get some boobies in this movie. And that's all they think about. They think that the boobies is what translates to ticket sales. And no, the boobies are a bonus, man. The boobies don't tell the story, but it's a great way. They are a great medium by which to tell the story in Braille. That's a bad joke, but no, the boobies are just a bonus, and the Hollywoods don't know that. They think that the boobies are the selling point. They think that they like I said, they just take the wrong lessons from success.
I mean,
They
but
think
that,
they think that Michael Myers. They think the original Halloween is popular because people were getting killed, and that's not it.
mm-hmm.
That's not it. It's because it's ultimately a fascinating character study. And because, John Carpenter and Nick Castle and Dean Cundy and Deborah Hill,
God damn
brilliant
it.
filmmaker. They bite your dick off again?
Yeah, because I only have one bridge officer and it keeps fucking me over.
Oh, shit. You see the button below your bridge officer?
I
that
see
says
it.
Regroup bridge officers?
Yeah, and request
Try that.
reinforcements.
Yeah, try that. See if the rest of your bridge officers show up.
They did.
Oh, groovy. Gameplay-wise, this is a much better mission than what we played last time.
Yes.
Because we get to play ourselves.
Yes.
So thank Christ.
Rotncorpse really quickly. In something like Pacific Rim, you have to keep the human conflict to a minimum. For powerful the Borg are supposed to be, their cable management sucks.
Yeah. Well, and again, what they have to realize is that the drama is not in a kaiju movie or in a monster movie, and the Borg are a monster. Let's be clear.
Yes.
They would fall into the monster category.
There's
that kind of
eventually
thing-
space zombies.
Yeah. But in that kind of a horror story, or that kind of a story, it really is the ticking clock that is the source of drama. It's not your teen romance. Shut up with the teen romance already. It ain't fun. It's stupid, and it takes time away from the real. Okay, look. Remember Arrow?
Never seen Arrow.
Okay. This is a common thing with the DC TV universe that they put together that started with Arrow and went on with The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A common thread was that... Hold on, swallowing some saliva. Okay, they got themselves into a situation. They only have 5 minutes to disable the bomb, as it were.
Okay.
But there's been some bullshit teenage drama building in a B story. So what do? We take that 5 minutes. We take 10 minutes of that remaining 5 minutes and get into some fucking bullshit emotional nonsense where we have to confess this or that. Shut up! You got to disarm a bomb, for fuck's sake.
So
Hundreds of people's lives are at stake, and you want to piddle over not getting asked to the fucking prom?
So
fuck up,
priorities. They need to focus on the priorities.
Yes.
We could die at any moment, and you want to talk about your feelings.
Yeah. How about we address the explosive, and then we can have a long talk over hot chocolate on a bear rug in front of a fire.
Yes.
Felicity. Oh god, that's another one too. That they did in Arrow. Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow's got to go save the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just found out that he has a son. And
Security bypass in effect.
and before he has time to even deal with that new knowledge himself, Felicity Smoke, his she-beast, finds out about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes from 0 to "you lied to me." That was the most common line in those shows. "You lied to me." Fuck you.
How did I lie to you when I don't even know he existed 20 seconds ago?
Right, and he even said it to her. You know, how about you give me 2 minutes to deal with this new information myself? I only found out a few minutes before you did, and you went behind my back to find out with DNA tests. You know, it's that kind of teenage selfishness these were adults, by the way.
Yes.
It's that kind. That's what I mean by teenage drama. It's that kind of selfishness that ruins the fucking story. I can beam back now.
I'm still trying to get this damn fucking thing. Fuck this mission. It's because the Tholians are like, they just keep respawning.
Yes. I'm going to. Oh fuck.
Okay. Got it.
I'm gonna try to whip through this stuff and see if I can rejoin you and give you a hand.
Oh no, I'm just waiting for Kumarka to get her ass over here so I can do the goddamn thing.
Oh yeah.
All right, almost done. But you were saying, Mitch?
I forgot.
Teenage actions from adult people.
Oh yeah, teenage drama from characters who are supposed to be adults. It just doesn't play well. It's like, oh, I'm falling in love, but the person I love doesn't share my brain. Or, you know, some other stupid childish nonsense. And that's exactly what it is they were written in a way where they came across as childish. They didn't have legitimate concerns, they were just being childish. And it was annoying.
Like, there are certain actions you expect of an adult. You know,
Right.
how to process and deal with your emotions and understand, like, oh, he just found out 8 seconds later he didn't lie to me because he can't lie to you because he didn't know. It's not a lie. Like,
And, you know,
you know, I'm under the impression that I didn't have a child when I told you that, and to me, that was true. Like, until someone told me it was a lie.
yeah, his statement may not have been factually accurate, but he did not lie.
Yes, lying requires he had
Because
knowledge
lying-
to the opposite.
Right, lying requires intent to deceive. He did not have that. He simply didn't have all the facts. There's a massive difference.
Yes. Now, it would be, if say he knew, it'd be a lie by omission, if you will.
Right.
As far as I can recall, I'm not a father.
Right.
Y'all. He worded it in such a way that it isn't a lie. He just worded it right. He lawyered his way out of it, if you will.
Right.
You
But
know?
that never happened. Oh, God, can I skip the cutscene here? Thank you.
Just let me disable this damn thing. You know, it'd be nice if she fucking fired a phaser.
Who, Kamarki?
Yes.
Good luck.
Like, if you're not gonna help us, like, what the fuck is your point here? Why are you here?
Exactly.
That's my issue with some of these NPCs in this game. If you're not gonna attack shit, why are you here?
Exactly.
Cause all you're doing is shit I could do on my own. All right.
Well done. Both spinnerets are offline. Let's go shut down the main web generator.
Oh God, backtracking. Yes, we have to turn off the spinnerets on adjacent. Okay, we turned them off. Now we gotta go back to the chamber you just came from and turn off the main weapon. Really?
Yep.
Can I have just done that there?
Right.
One more.
Can I beam up now? Thank you.
Tholian web generator is inoperative. We did it. We should beam back as soon as... Wait. They
Have you
raised
beamed
their
up yet?
shields.
Not
We're
yet.
trapped.
Hold on. I want to see if accept the team invite, then beam up. See if you can get up here where I am.
I gotta
I'm still
deal.
in it, but I'm in the space portion.
Okay. I have to deal with Mecha Spider.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. Accept team invite. Nope, it wouldn't let me transition. I gotta deal with Mecha Spider.
Well, no. Once you finish that part, if you can beam up to where I am,
Okay.
then to which phase of the operation I'm in, you can skip a little, too. Because I got to keep killing this shit, or it'll kill me.
I'm curious to know why the Tholians didn't just bring. The moment we invaded their ship, they just didn't bring out their big guns and boot us off.
Because it's a game.
Ah, yes.
I mean, sometimes sometimes the reason things don't make sense are good reasons.
I mean,
And
yes.
Because the game is a legit reason.
I'm not denying that. I guess it's the analytical part of my brain.
Yeah, of course. Green Badger writes, I had so many Gorn puns for my Gorn character in this game. Ship names like IKS Canned Gorn, IKS Gorn Bread. I've got a Klingon character. It's not a Klingon, actually. It's a Klingon faction character. It's a Farasan who flies a ship called the Kerplunk. Because I can't help myself.
Too Gorn or not too Gorn.
But then again, I've got a Jem'Hadar character named Roger. Because, well, mainly because I'm tired of the apostrophe in science fiction. I'm tired of the apostrophe naming convention.
Well, I can see the reason why they have the apostrophe is because they're trying to ape like Aztec names for the
Yeah, they're trying to alienize, but
yeah.
you know, they could take the opposite approach and have names that are incredibly fluid. Lulali, for example. It's incredibly fluid, and it doesn't sound threatening.
Well, again, the Jem'Hadar.
So when they come out, when the Lulali come out and start eating your face, you know, it's more interesting to me that way.
Lulali and space eaters.
Yeah, you just have space aliens, a race that's that just doesn't use any hard consonants or hard stops
Okay.
in their naming. You know, like the Klingons, Chikpa, Takputa, Neka. You know, it's very abrupt. Dakhmachak. It's a very abrupt and grungy kind of language. But when you got the Lulali with names like Mililono or Yamanini.
You know what I really wish? Remember a while back we were talking about how they always reference human, fiction and human great battles. Once more into the
Yeah.
breach. Why don't they other species reference their great works? Why aren't they? We never hear about the Klingon philosopher Sotek Baktak.
Well, to be fair though, when the Klingons go into battle singing, that's kind of what they're doing.
Yes.
We just only see it with the Klingons, so it's boring.
Yes, they all have their battle songs and their war cries.
Yeah,
But-
they'll sing the song about Kalis and Molor, of having a picnic and getting pissed off at the wasps because wasps are assholes with wings. And they'll fight and beat up the wasp, and yeah, that makes sense for the Kling, because that's the Klingon literature.
Yes.
That's the big thing. For us, it's fucking reciting Shakespeare and some battle hymn and all that shit. So, it makes sense for the Klingons. No one else does it. You don't hear about the Trill quoting the great symbiote philosopher, Croc.
Yeah. There in Enterprise there was a whole the whole issue between the Andorians and the what are the pig people.
Tellarites.
Yeah, the Tellarites was they took their philosopher's work like, yeah, shove it up your ass.
Hey, it worked, I think.
I think it did. Essentially, so we know that their philosophers theirs, but they never quote them.
Right, exactly.
Withdraw to a safe distance and
Because it's easier to pretend that you're deep if you're quoting human philosophers. Because look at how often in science fiction, well, as you humans say, yeah, there's more than just humans.
Shit, we do it with other cultures. It's we quote The Art of War all the time.
Yeah.
So what's to say there aren't treaties on how to fight in Bajoran? I'm pretty sure they've had wars before.
Yeah, where's the Bajoran Art of War?
Yes.
At least the Ferengi get the rules of acquisition.
Yes.
And those, thank Christ, they're not even commandments, they're just rules. Yeah, return to sector, warp back, Ruby.
Yay.
There, it worked. The LSS Tralloon, another universe. Oh no, what will they run into from the outer space universe?
We are operating under emergency power, sir.
I swear a lot of this,
Restore main power.
I swear these stories are written by AI.
Position.
They're that bad.
None of the nearby star systems appear on our navigational chart.
I'm watching this cutscene, by the way.
I'm too.
Just because
Any recognizable systems.
Sir,
this is where the
warp signature detected.
the new space Borgs are going to show up, I think.
Any sign of hostility.
Or it's
Blinded
These
by the
assholes.
light.
It is
woke up by a douchebag in the middle of the night. Whatever.
Let's see.
What the hell is wrong with his chest?
Oh, it's space. It's space clothing. Oh, okay.
To be continued. This to be continued shit needs to stop.
Nah, it's fine for this medium. It's not like they're giving us any great mysteries in this game anyway. Oh, what do we collect here?
Tholian
Tholian-
crystal injector.
Yeah, that comes out. What do I get to choose between? Junk, and junk. All right. I'll choose junk.
Alright, what's the next one?
And check my chat again. Green Badger says, "You ever hear the old Klingon proverb, revenge is a dish best served cold?" Khan said that. in Star Trek 2, the Rethicon. And the weird part about that is that it's an Earth proverb, for one,
Yes.
and two, Khan didn't have any opportunity to really run into any Klingons, and at the time he was reading up all the files on the Enterprise before they were sent off to SETI Alpha 5. I doubt there was much in the way of cultural exchange between the Klingons and the Federation. At least not on that level. But the thing about proverbs is they're true everywhere. I think everyone in every society has a version of one proverb or another. For example, in the Lone Ranger Code, it says, God put the firewood on the earth, but we each have to collect and light it for ourselves.
Okay.
Good proverb, right?
Mm-hmm.
But another version of that is build a man a fire and he'll be warm for the night. Set a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
Okay.
I know it's a little bit different, but it's still the proverb, and it still conveys the same idea. Give a man a fish and
You feed him for a day.
For a day. Teach a man a fish, he'll be able to feed himself forever.
Yes.
Same
but
proverb, different scenarios
or different wording. Have like revenge is the best dish served. Is a dish best served cold, right? Have it that karma comes in the dark.
Well, Klingons did another proverb that is a human one. In the original series episode Day of the Dove, one of the Klingons says to Captain Kang, 4,000 throats may be slit in one night by a running man. That's got slasher vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I love Kang's response to that. Patience, vigilance. Michael Ansara's got a great voice. But
yes.
What was I saying? Now I've heard a different version from the movie Up the Creek about revenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same idea, but it's slightly modified. It's not a different version; it's a modified version.
Mm-hmm.
Where Tim Matheson's character says, "Revenge is a dish best served cold and eaten with your hands."
Wow.
Now imagine a Klingon proverb. Revenge is a dish best eaten with your hands.
Or dish best served wiggling.
Well, revenge is a dish best served live.
Yeah, remember their food is that God is eaten alive.
God is best when served live.
Yes.
All right, let's see. But yeah, take a standard human expression and put a Klingon or Ferengi or Vulcan or Trill twist on it.
Shit, the rules of acquisition are the Ferengi twist on, basic,
Yeah. Once you have your money, what was it? Once you have their money, you never give it back. I think that's number one.
Yeah.
But other ones like war is good for business, and followed by peace is good for business.
Or declare peace. Randomly just declare peace. It confuses the hell out of them.
Yes. Every once in a while, declare peace. It confuses the hell out of your enemy. Let's see. What's the next episode here?
Shit. Remember when he was talking to the Vulcan and again, I keep referencing DS9 because those are my favorite. DS9 and Voyager are the two that I know most. So I will always reference them. But if you look at the episode where Lacona, that was her name, Lacona, and he's saying, never pay more than you're willing to, never give more than you're willing to pay.
Right.
Essentially, never bite off more than you can chew. A variation of that, But,
or Make it an expression. Like, I would love to see the Trill do this.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a Trill thing, make it an expression that's hard to figure out. Like, if you remember, as an example, I'll use in Lethal Weapon 3, Rene Russo said to Riggs, "Close is a lingerie shop with no front window," and he couldn't figure it out. And even later, he says that I don't get it because they're in a different situation. I was like, with that dog, and he's like, I don't get it. She's like, what's not to get? There's a big dog. He's like, no, close is a lingerie shop with no front window. I don't get that. But, if the Trill had a bunch of expressions like that, it would kind of make sense because, for two reasons. Trill, being as old as they are, should have a more involved sense of humor.
Yes.
And I think part of that sense of humor is saying things that younger races haven't figured out, but to them make perfect sense.
Or shorter-lived races.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Shorter-lived.
Honestly, I think the Vulcans should have a sort of sense of humor. Or puns,
They do.
if you will.
They do. Watch Spock. Watch the original series, and you will see Spock's sense of humor, and Sarek's even.
Like the modern again, Tuvok was just this stone-faced, and he always came off as surly.
Yeah, but he wasn't surly. That's the thing. One of Sarek's best lines, I think, was after he'd had the operation in Journey to Babel, where they had to. Spock had to donate blood for a transfusion to save his father's life, but other shit was going on. Kirk was injured. Kirk fakes being okay so Spock can save his father. And they all find out about it after the surgery. It's in the wrap up of the episode, basically. And Amanda, Spock's mother, is just, she's on a rant now because she's human.
Yes.
And Spock and Sarek were talking about, what it was illogical to blah, 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 And she's just like, logic, I'm sick to death of logic. And Spock says to Sarek, she's very emotional. Why did you marry her? And Sarek, in standard Vulcan deadpan, says, at the time, it seemed like the logical thing to do. That's fucking funny. He's like having a joke at his wife's expense, but not really insulting her either, It's well constructed, well written Vulcan humor. And we don't get that anymore.
At the time, it seemed like a perfectly good idea.
Well, no, just not even that. It was a logical thing to do. That was Sarek being funny. And it was him. The brilliance of that is there's bad blood between Spock and Sarek because of Spock's career choice.
Yes.
And that was also Sarek softening a little bit toward his son. That one line, it said so many different things because of how it was written, how Mark Leonard, who played Sarek, delivered the line. So much shit in that. So much subtext. And it's done brilliantly. And today we get gay pointed ears.
Yeah.
And
next episode is By the Surprise. Take it by surprise.
Yeah, take it by surprise. I'm going in.
All right, going in.
You going in? I'm going. Oh, I guess I am going. But today it sounds like every bit of dialogue in Star Trek today sounds like a 20-something who lives in Southern California.
Yes.
Oh God, that's. Oh God, it's Starbase 1.
Oh God, they're terrible. Is everything in the mirror universe ruled by cunts?
Yeah, basically. Shut up, Captain Kim. You're still an ensign.
We were conducting a
Hi, hi,
Disable the cube.
token Tholian
Target
character.
the tractor beams.
Okay, let's go. I'm going around. Sometimes I don't go straight, I go around.
Methods will be annihilated. Not the usual life from the Forge.
Again, like the mirror universe sucks.
Yep.
Or this variation of the mirror universe, because
Work containment failing. Treat Kyivedam. Repeat.
I dubbed that the asshole verse.
Target the tractor beam and fire.
Yes. Okay, target the tractor beam.
Tractor emitter disabled. Restore their shields. Concentrate fire on the beams once more.
The-
The cube is vulnerable once again. Concentrate fire on the remaining tractor emitter.
okay, I get it.
Final tractor emitter disabled. Our ships are free.
So what, the Borg only have 2 tractor emitters? So what are we doing?
Beaming over.
Oh yeah. This is actually where the story starts to get good here. Not the story, I'm sorry, the gameplay. The only reason the story gets any credit for me here is because we're not forced to play anyone but ourselves.
Thanks for coming. We need all the help we can get against the Borg.
Oh, I gotta get.
Aaron McDonald.
Now look, this character on the this Dr. Aaron McDonald, she looks like a self-insert to me.
Frankly, I'm lucky to be
Yeah.
I'm a scientist, not a
Okay, now I gotta
Main
okay.
engineering, I believe.
switch to the weapon. Get the thing. Okay.
You can still pick up a phaser and fire, Doctor.
Yeah, I guess we go.
Like Bashir fought all the time.
Watch out! It's one of their
Yep.
drones. See what I mean? They're very hard to put down. Let's
Shoot.
scan it. It might reveal something about their defense systems.
Shoot it till it stops moving.
And I do like that these Borg are in fact different. They look different too.
Okay. Good.
I don't care.
They look like
No,
Cybermen.
another thing. A little bit more, yeah. They're a little bit more armored looking than our standard Borg, and I like that.
Well, they're from the assholeverse, so of course.
Yeah.
No!
Fire
Just
space
turn the
weapons.
phasers off.
You would know it would be nice that the assholeverse Borg had a different form of assimilation.
It would.
More weapon fire ahead. Borg and Starfleet.
Oh God, no cutscenes.
Make every shot count, people!
I actually like the look of these Borg better.
They've adapted! Use your remodulators!
Thank you, Harry. We never would have thought of that. These things bug me.
Listen! Look out!
Why did you just fucking stand there and take the shot? It's Brainiac!
Yeah. See, it bothers me when they
Nice shot.
when they shout
Feel
an
faster
obvious
now.
order like it's clever dialogue.
Yes.
Captain, are you okay?
I'm fine. Give us a hand with these boards.
Less talking, more killing?
Yeah. Now in this operation you do get a decent weapon, but I think it's only a Mark II when you pick it up.
Aw.
It's a full auto rifle
These drones have
that has a
combat.
Borg proc on it, which means that when your modulation when your remodulation expires,
Mm-hmm.
it still does a bit of kinetic damage to the Borg.
Okay.
It's a decent weapon. I have a series of them myself. I'm just not using them.
Some of my crew are trapped fighting drones. We need to
Here,
help.
I'll
See if
hang
we can
on.
lower that security field.
see if I can
Ramirez,
pop it on
hello?
before we get
Hold
into
on, we're gonna
combat.
get you out.
Okay.
Hurry, get that field down.
But I'm only popping it on me, not my old bridge crew. Oh shit, I gotta disable all their shit.
System malfunction. Console inoperable.
Wow, we're just gonna sit there.
Nothing we can do with the force field up. But you know what the pulse wave weapons are, right?
Yes.
You can get a pulse wave weapon in here as well. I'll show you where that is.
Okay.
There's a security team up ahead. They need backup.
Okay.
Look, it's the captain. Thanks, Captain. Things were looking rough for us.
I prefer the full auto to the sniper because it's help me out here. What's the word I'm looking for?
More damage.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's classified as a heavy weapon and it still has some pretty decent range. Transfer.
Really quick, read Rotten's messages.
Lieutenant Wynn and I are heading out.
They do teenage drama because the writers never grew past that age. I thought you wish you were a little bit taller. You wish you were a baller. You know the actor who played that role in Star Trek 2 had a hard time finding work after that movie. Life can be hard for an ex-con!
Oh, Jesus.
So,
I've got stuff from Green Badger too, and Retznum.
wait a minute, one more. So, new Trek is hashtag I'm 14. This is so deep. LOL.
Yeah. Let's see. Green Badger says there's a line from Louis Gossett Jr. in Enemy Mine that's something along the lines of "Truth is truth, no matter who speaks it." And that's from what was it? Dennis Quaid was what was this?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Jariba was teaching Dennis Quaid how to Will Dandridge.
Nice.
Jariba was teaching Will Dandridge how to read from the Talmud, I think it was called. No.
Yeah, their holy book.
Yeah.
And how to recite.
The Drac Holy Book.
Yeah.
And Dandridge said, "I've heard this before," and Jariba says, "Of course you have. Truth is truth." Good again. Good. Enemy Mine may not be the best movie out there, but it's well written at least.
Yes.
As far as dialogue. Green Badger writes again. T'Pol also has her moments of humor. I don't remember the name of the episode, but she tells a story about Vulcans crashing on Earth in the 60s. She messed with Trip as to the truth of the story. Of course she did. Because messing with Trip is something she has to do. Green Badger also writes, Mirror Universe Borg should take applications for enrollment into the collective instead of just auto-assimilate, you know?
Would you like to join us?
I can see the Borg, doing a commercial advertisement for joining the collective, and then at the end, would you like to know more? Just like a space bug movie. What was it? Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Why there's a Cardassian on the bridge?
Hang on, we'll get to that. Retznum writes, that would have been an interesting take on the Mirror Universe if the Borg were the good guys against the Federation.
Yes.
It might have been. Honestly, the way this story winds up, we don't know the outcome. So who knows what's going to happen. Retznum also writes, Enemy Mine was great and had that 1950s style sci-fi. Yeah, it really did. It was visually, I really liked that movie. It's got a great design. It's got a great design, aesthetic, and language.
And a great story.
Yes, Retznum continues with, if you look at it from that perspective, it's a really great movie. I really liked that movie. A lot of other people think it's just, but, that's fine. Different tastes and whatnot. Now, let's see where you were when you ran off on me. Oh, why
Sorry.
I'm moving so slowly. There we go.
We're sneaking through the Jeffries tubes.
Yes, I guess I have no choice but to move slowly.
Looks like some Borg are behind that door.
There's a body in these Jeffries tubes.
Let's keep moving.
Where you're going to find.
We're on it, Commander.
one of those
There should be an
weapons.
interface up ahead. Help me out.
You know how
I'm
far
working
down?
to catch up to you. No, I'm working to catch up to you because there. It was. I had it for some reason. I was stuck in aim mode, so I was moving really slowly.
I officially hate this minigame.
Oh, gee, I'm stuck on a corner. There we go.
Worst comes to worst,
Okay.
I'll just have to replay this mission.
Come back to where I am. I'm backtrack to me.
All right.
Come down here. I think. Nope, that's not it. I know we're about at that place. What's Dr. Kim doing?
Trying to get
Okay, yeah, it's past this plasma leak. There's a body. Go inspect that body. Tell me what you get. Next time, wait till I shut off the plasma leak. Oh, I can't even.
I thought it was it. I ran it. I just
Oh. All right.
check body. Phaser, pulse wave, assault.
Okay, cool. What is it? Mark II?
It's Mark 11. No, Mark 12.
Oh well, shit.
Let me
Those aren't
pop
handy
that on.
weapons. In fact, while you're doing that, I'm gonna re-equip my bridge crew with, or my other two members who were down with me with the full auto ones.
Phaser, pulse wave, board. It's a lot better than my regular pulse wave, my disruptor.
Oh, right on.
Where's my-
Well, let's go. Are you? Oh, I see. You're still goofing a boot with it.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready.
Still fooking a boot. All right, now. Yeah, we go down here, if I remember correctly.
We have to just we have to finish so he can come.
Oh yeah.
I hate this mini game.
I'll work it.
There it is.
Okay.
McDonald! Damn. No answer.
Oh, that's a vinculum drone.
Another drone. Looks like
They
it's
carry
up.
a
Take it down.
thing. If that's helpful.
The board's vinculum is accelerating its regeneration. Tear it out
Disable
before it heals itself. That was close. Nice work. Yeah. We ran it. We should get to main.
I want to know how did he? These are mirror board. How do you? I could care less. I need to stop asking questions.
Isn't far from here. We're almost there.
I really should stop asking questions.
Well, no, you might have a valid point.
All right, so how does he know that this thing is going to regenerate when we're just encountering them now?
Like McDonald said.
Because we know what a vinculum looks like. And those vinculum drones actually carry a vinculum on their back.
We do?
Yeah, we've destroyed Borg vinculums in when we've in the TV shows and whatnot, when they beamed over to what do you call them? Borg cubes and whatnot.
I might be misremembering then. I take back my insult.
I think Data referred to it as a distribution node.
Take back my insult then. I stand corrected.
Admiral Kamarke. Glad to see you're still with us.
I'm not.
Let's do what we can.
Thing is, I like the actress who plays Kamarke. I just hate the voice that she's employing here. It's too wispy and it gets on my nerves.
Sorry, I'm late.
Commander, are you okay?
I'll manage.
We can't let them take the
Rotncorpse.
I'm on
The Borg going door to door like Jehovah's Witness.
Not an engineer.
Fucking auto fill adding a damn word I didn't type. Okay, Mark Book 12. What chapter? LOL.
Now watch it. Don't get into the. You can see the circle around the one Borg there. That Borg's gonna explode when it dies, and if you're in that circle, you take damage.
He's a nuclear Borg.
These are good variations on the Borg, I think. Ones that heal, ones that explode when you kill them.
Yes.
This is good work.
All right.
Shit.
If the asshole universe wasn't such a sucky fucking universe. Like, we are the Borg. You will join. Resistance will be annihilated. Oh, come on.
This is also. I think I replayed the mission to get 5 of these rifles for a landing party, and honestly, the mission is replayable. You know, it's not. It's like they stepped up something in the gameplay portion. Especially after that last hunk of shit we played.
Brainiac!
We had to be the Inquisitor all the time.
Yes.
Look, it's Brainiac. Oh, good, she's gone.
Oh no.
See, and now McDonald here is just. She seems like she's smiling about it.
For now. First things first. Right. Return.
Yeah, whatever. Just
Quiet, Ensign.
go away, Dr. Self-Insert. Liquid
Looks
refreshment.
like the Borg added a few spears to their ranks while we were dealing with their friends. Hold on.
Uh-oh, what?
The vortex is fluctuating again. Multiple signals coming through. There'll be more Borg vessels.
It's like they're trying to recreate the Battle of Sector 001 a bit.
Yes.
Which, you know, it isn't so bad, though. They're giving us a Borg cube that's tougher, but it's not a complete rehash of the original Battle of Sector 001 either. And these are the assholes I don't trust. These assholes make my spider sense go, what?
Alright, so with all these incursions to this dimension, like, the barrier should be fucking in disarray.
Yeah. The Doctor would be pissed.
Yes! Like,
You think the Q would show up and slap everyone around for fucking around with stuff they shouldn't fuck around with?
you think the Q would like, okay, that's enough of this shit. Time for everybody to go home and stay home.
Oh, you remember the thing about the sphere where they, or the circle that where they die, they explode?
Yeah.
Some of these spheres do that too.
Oh shit.
Some of the Borg spheres will do that.
These boys aren't fucking around.
No, that's what I mean. I think they did a good job of making the Mirror Borg a real threat.
A lot better than the regular Borg.
Yeah.
Wow.
My problem is, this is the Borg Kingdom, because they don't know how to write. Or how to be consistent, even.
So instead of having a queen, they have a king.
Yes. Wait till you see who it is. It's really gonna make your dick itch.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Not in a fun way.
We'll deal with the
Oh,
first
beam to the...
contact protocols.
Alright.
Wait a minute. Where are you? 5 of 7. You drop out?
Nope. Wait, what?
Ready weapons.
Yep, it kicked you from my instance.
Hard to tell if they're dead or alive.
I don't get that.
There you go. I
There
guess.
we are? Okay.
Seen how much more advanced they are than the Borg in
All
our
right, let me,
Something could. Let's
oh,
start
I don't
by
have my
scanning.
bridge crew here. It's all yours. Cool.
Scan alcove.
In that case, I'm going to switch
Are you
weapons
serious?
again.
Looks like they're using modified Engosian tech to conceal their life signs.
The
Barely
reason
reading them, even up close.
I'm switching weapons now
It gets worse. It looks
is
like there's a global
because
field that renders our
I am at the end of the Borg reputation, and I have a thing that
All right, let's
allows
go.
me to not have to frequency remodulate as much
Okay.
as normal. God damn it. And my standard phaser rifle that I use is far more powerful than the Borg one, even against the Borg. There.
I see a console over there. Let's check it out.
You do that. And I've got one of the vinculums, so I can
This is not good.
launch a healing thing
Their
if I need
baseline
to.
Okay. The console
Sweet.
we need is a little further down the way.
All right. This glowing red to symbolize evil needs to stop.
I know it's childish, but you know, honestly, I'd be happy if they just went with putting the armor on the Borg drones and still leaving everything as it ordinarily would be.
All right. So the Borg are mostly nanotechnology. I don't understand why they need light to perceive. Like that.
Well, because they do still contain biological components. Okay, shit's. Look for shit in the ceiling to shoot too, because you'll find vinculums
Okay.
in the ceilings as well that you need to take out.
Had to go and jinx it. I saw a door. I suppose it would have been too easy if that worked.
Why not just have Jane, someone we like here? Why not just bring Janeway or 7 of 9?
No.
Why the ensign?
Oh, I guess we're going through here. Are we?
I guess we are.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, there's the vinculum.
Note in the ceiling. I'm picking up a system similar to those we found in the vinculum drones. That node, no. This node isn't active. Keep your eyes open, though. If we...
I see glowy bits.
These
Oh, yes.
scan the alcoves and see what's different.
Yeah, there's one. There's a vinculum.
Based on these readings.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Let me shoot a motherfucker.
Those vinculum nodes are regenerating the Borg. We need to get out of here. Raise the platform. I'll cover you.
Oh, shit. Alright. Well, at least I took out that vinculum.
Come on. They're all gone.
Remember, remodulate every time there's a lull in combat. It'll save you from being caught in a pinch, for the most part.
Okay.
Getting some interesting readings from that console. Let's take a closer look.
Alright, you take a look at this thing, and I'm gonna pop this.
Oh, he brought you back. I thought he was scanning that.
Nice work. You isolated it right. According to this deck plan, there's another platform across the deck.
Thing is, this vinculum of mine has a long cooldown. But looks like it's gonna be handy right here for a minute.
All right. Wow, we now have a map.
Have what?
The map is up.
Oh, groovy.
One thing I love about using a sniper,
What's that?
I can destroy the vinculum without being up on it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we modulate it.
I'll cover. Guess we get some motherfuckers beaming in.
All clear. Let's cross it.
And I'm gonna spawn me a space drone.
Found me a phaser.
That's the other thing. The vinculum mechanic is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing the Borg back like that. That's a good way to handle the Borg. To make them a threat, I mean.
Yes, they don't. You put them down once, but they can keep coming back.
Yep.
They are space zombies.
Pretty much. Damn it! I forgot to remodulate. Here's hoping I don't have to. Whoops, wrong one. I also have a nanite shield, which I can activate a second time so it releases onto enemies.
So
It helps to take them down.
So it drains them.
Yep.
Where'd you get that?
One of these missions,
I'm gonna have to
I believe.
be on the lookout for that.
This looks more complicated. Let's take a second to figure it out. These consoles control those large. The power conduits are out of them.
Yeah, we know. Okay. Question is going to be, where do I...
That conduit is aligned. 2 to go.
Yep.
All right, I like the asshole Borg's universe's Borg.
Yeah, they're more fun, aren't they?
Yes,
We need to align the power conduit.
a lot better than what the fuck they did with Prime Universe Borg.
I agree. Here, I'll show you what this thing does. See, now it's serving as a shield around me. But as soon as you get that thing aligned,
We need to align the power conduits.
well, I'm releasing it now, so it'll. There we go.
Okay.
These nanites should attack anything that comes after me.
Power conduit aligned. Just one more to go.
Yep, there they go.
All right.
I got the vinculum drone.
Lower.
We need to align the power conduits.
Raise lower middle.
I think I got that shield from one of the.
We need to align the power conduits.
God damn it. Not what I want to do.
We need to align the power conduits.
Oh. Lower.
Okay, you gotta raise them. Ambush turrets, which I think were from I got off the exchange.
We need to align the power conduits.
And raise one more.
Yep. There we go. Ruby.
Dum dum dum.
Remodulate. Oh, damn it.
What? What's wrong?
I activated that shield without meaning to. They've only got 15 seconds to, once it's activated, to send it on its way.
I'm reading a large power source nearby. Looks like a security.
What do we have here?
Lower that field. Scan that console. It may control it.
I'm also gonna pop an agony field generator once these fuckers beam in.
The field's locked down, but I think I can use the console to bypass it.
Here they come.
God damn it.
Shots here. Cover me.
What, they get you?
Yeah.
Damn, but looks like you.
My bridge officer got me.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Kim. Any day now. Come on.
The field's down. Let's finish up and move on. We're close. I'm picking up a Lucari life sign nearby.
All right.
Nah.
Please be Worf. Please be Worf.
Look, over there.
You wish.
It's Kamarka. Damn. Those drones. Part of my crew. We need to get her out of here. Now! What the hell?
I think I'm gonna switch to my multi-emitter pistol. Zenkethi Borg. How fun is that?
Yes.
There we go. Here it here.
At least he's.
This,
God damn it, remodulate.
and we're gonna pop that too. See this?
Take down drones. We need to make Zentorok vulnerable.
Okay, where are the drones for me to take down?
There's the Vanculum.
Zentorok's vulnerable. Hit him hard. Open fire.
God damn it.
It adapted. Take out drones to make Zentorok vulnerable again. Take down drones. We need to make Zentorok vulnerable. Zentorok's vulnerable. Hit him hard. Open fire.
Come on.
Get me out of here!
Oh, I guess we're done with it.
Thank you, my friend. What a harrowing experience.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Yes, we discussed that already. Yeah, let's go.
All right, time to go
The
back to
funny-
the universe. Mhm.
The funny part is the Borg with all the green lights are evil. So what?
Let's take
I don't
care of that, shall we? I've looked at those ugly hunks. All
We're gonna use the
ships,
red
fire
lights
on the
because
cube.
they're from the mirror
Let's take it
universe.
out.
And no.
On Vomit?
Okay, I'm gonna have a disconnect again.
Oh, I thought you were lost to us.
That just means I can go check out my chat.
But our friend showed us the way
Green
home.
Badger writes, those are some big ass Jeffries tubes. I agree. More
Yeah.
like a Jeffries hallway. Yeah, it's a Jeffries cavern. Redstone writes, I thought it was a speculum. To which Green Badger responds, you really want to avoid the Borg speculum drone.
The board proctologist drone. He'll anally probe you.
Yep, got booted. Because Star Trek Online can't handle a fucking loading screen.
You
I
want
love
to
my chat.
you want to avoid
I
the
love-
probot. God damn it!
Nick Ricada would say that that kind of stuff is degeneracy in the chat, and I agree with Nick. I love it. It amuses me. Oh, you know, because I'm not a child, man. I've got an adult sense of humor. What am I
Yes.
doing here? Destroy the Borg ships. Okay.
Honestly, I don't. I mean, granted, our community, our circle is kind of close knit, if you will. It's rare
Yeah.
that we get new blood into our if you will, our circle. It's rare.
Yes.
So
Yes, it is.
so we've all kind of cultivated, and we all know each other's sense of humor,
Right.
and we all pretty much got the same sense of humor. That's why we all fucking always hate together.
Deal with the last one.
Well, yeah, we know that a guy getting punched in the nuts is funny.
Yes.
You know, because we're not children. I think if we focus on the Borg cubes, we win this quicklier.
All right. We'll focus on the cube. Well, fuck it. I'll take the cube. God damn it, move.
Let the giant pyramid ship deal with the.
Let the Gua'ul
Spirit.
deal with the ship.
Yeah. The inverted Goa'uld.
And who are they supposed to be anyway?
Well, we don't really know yet. I have a feeling that they're a bait and switch. I think they're good. I think they came in to play the heroes, but we're gonna find out that they're actually evil.
Concentrate fire on remaining forces.
All right, we gotta destroy the other
I
ships.
think we're also going to find out that the Borg kingdom is actually trying to defeat them. Oh, we get to destroy all of them now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
You know what would be a good universe to explore and visit? Fluid space.
Target? No. No, I hate fluidic space.
I mean, at least it's a universe that we know about that exists alongside ours.
Yeah, but it's annoying. I mean, conceptually, it doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a multiverse unlike our own. It is. It has its own rules and logic.
Well, no, what bothers me is it seems like it was it's a hand coming out of the chest.
Okay.
In terms of science fiction, that it's got no substance, as you know, conceptually.
Okay.
You know, it's the exact same as our space, except there are currents that you have to deal
Now
with.
that the invaders have been dealt
Uh,
with, right?
Stop being so loud, Kamarki.
It's like a ocean instead of a.
Yeah, it's like an ocean instead of a vacuum.
Okay.
And in addition to that, it's like someone said, "Hey, you know what would be cool?" And
the Ethereans came to your rescue then?
it checks me out on that level.
Made it back home. Quite the story, Captain. Sounds like you're lucky to be here.
Ops to Admiral Quinn.
Quinn here.
The Etherean leader has arrived, sir.
Bear in mind, I don't buy any of this shit
Very well. Send them in.
from
Okay.
the Ethereans. Something feels off to me. Smells like fish.
V.
No, those smelled like lizards.
I bring you greetings from the Etherean Concordium. I am Tassim Faye, leader of the Starship Harmony. I come to you today with an offer of alliance against a common foe. The Borg Kingdom. This conflict is larger than you know. It is in fact a multiversal conflict. If we act together, we can bring it to an end. But we must act soon, or all will be lost. In this and every universe.
The visitors. It runs into the visitors.
A little bit.
We come in peace.
Yeah, sure you do. Oh, I guess that's the we know. Report to command.
Once again.
Now, is this where we get? No, we get the extirpating remodulator.
Overcome Borg adaptations, debuffs, and buff damage.
Landing part.
Mitch?
It kicked you?
Yes.
You got it this time?
Yep.
Shocking, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, I gotta break wind.
The fart heard round the world.
Hopefully.
God damn it, it does it every fucking time.
Oh, yeah, the Discord thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Discord wanting to be a dick like that, but whatever.
Oh, don't tell me it kicked me before I can get the, Wait a minute, do I have it?
I think it was an automatic reward.
Yeah, but I was in the middle. I was in the middle of the prompt when it kicked me, and I don't see it.
Yeah, it's an automatic reward, so I think it may just be in your inventory.
Nope, it is not.
Oh, what a horse shit.
That is some beautiful.
There we go. Yeah. That's some deep dish yak dick. Wait, go to your mission journal and look at in progress.
All right.
Do you have that mission there?
Taken by surprise.
Forces from the
There it is.
universe have come to strike terror into our
Does it
hearts.
give you an option to complete it, or do you have to probably finish the last bit?
There it is. Resolve mission surprise. All right. Okay.
There you go. Cool.
Whew. There it is.
Cordial
All right.
greetings. I request your presence at a gathering on Station Deep Space
See, I've got the extirpating remodulator on all of my
and potential solutions
bridge up or landing party,
perilous
and a couple of more.
but recall our acts
Trying to remember where you.
through harmony. We
I'm gonna check the reward on the next.
through
It's the nanite cloud.
are strong. Together we will strive
Okay.
to defeat our mutual
Because now I'm not sure where I got the rifle,
for one and all.
the full auto rifle. Well.
I don't
Maybe it
trust
was
her.
on someone. Yeah, I don't either. There's something off. I can't even put my finger on what it is. I think it's showing up with the offer of alliance so quickly. And kind of reminds me of the Iconians.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they're the mirror Iconians.
Maybe.
All right.
Or at least one of the Herald races. But we've hit 8 o'clock, which is our usual
All right.
cutout time, I guess.
Oh man.
Let's I'm gonna revert to the chat, see if there's anything new there. Still discussing the Borg speculum drone.
Proctologist drone.
Yeah. A Borg called Dr. Jellyfinger. Oh my god, that would be... Imagine Dr. Jellyfinger gets assimilated and that... That means all the Borg in the collective will be Dr. Jellyfinger because hive mind.
They have knowledge of practical exams. Have you stuck
No.
your finger in a
What we were talking about before with the Borg Queen.
Yes.
Do you think that possibly Locutus was the beginning of that downfall?
Yes.
I think so too.
It gave
But
them
it also makes sense that that the Borg would adapt in ways that are not strictly shield modulations. You know, it makes sense that their tactics would adapt, and that's a tactic that would make sense.
yes,
but,
have
you know,
somebody they could focus on.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not a very good tactic because they assimilated Picard to get him to speak for them, and regardless of the circumstances, the assimilation shows. Now, if Picard had showed up, just as Picard said, hey, you know what? This is going to be a boon for mankind.
As an infiltration drone.
Without all the wires and shit sticking out of them, it might have been a different scenario.
Oh, I got one better for you.
But my problem is, okay, the Borg lost Locutus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they desimilated him.
Yes.
I guess. But shouldn't that mean that the Borg would adjust their, adapt their tactics further and maybe make an infiltration unit that's not so obvious?
I got one better for
afterward.
You. What? All right, I get why they took Picard, but after they lost Picard, why not have another human or Alpha Quadrant species take the place of Locutus and Borg?
Right, that's what I mean. But figure out, okay, do it in a way that's obvious, somehow more subtle.
So I bring this is an old Doctor Who episode, and it was about the Daleks were versus another, I think it was the Rigelians, who are a mechanical species, and they were locked in a war that just kept going because they couldn't logic their way around the problem. Like
Right.
it was two mechanical species versus the other, and they ended up in a stalemate because they just would logic each other into stalemate positions, and they needed a thinker, a human or a non-assimilated person, if you will, to outthink the other because they can logic the problem. Okay,
Right.
you know, you don't have I need to nail in this nail, and I don't have a hammer. I guess I can't nail in the nail. Well, I'll just use a pipe.
Exactly.
So I can see why the Borg didn't do that because they will only come. They will keep hitting that wall and keep hitting that wall until it breaks, and if it doesn't break, they just like, well, fuck it. Where
Well, that's what I mean. That means their adaptation is limited, and that's kind of counter to what the Borg were supposed to be initially.
Yes, if they're the collective consciousness of 1,000 minds working together to solve a problem, they should be able to logic away a problem. They should
Right.
adapt.
Exactly. I mean, for using Locutus as the first attempt at a social infiltration, that makes sense. But it doesn't mean they should abandon the social infiltration tactic. It means they should adapt it to be more covert than overt.
Well, Voyager 709 initially, like from the way the Queen was speaking, 709 was that adaptation. When they took her to learn more about humanity. Why we can't outthink them? Like, how do we can't assimilate them because they're always beating us because they just don't want to fucking be assimilated. You know,
Right, but by that point, the Borg had already been, writing-wise, they'd already been corrupted, neutered. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine if we find out that the Borg have, or if it turns out that the Borg have a limited capacity to adapt. For example, an infiltration unit didn't work, so let's try a different thing. And they never, we eventually over time learn that they have this limit to their ability to adapt. That would be one thing, but we didn't. They tried to assimilate us. That didn't work. They tried to assimilate us by getting us to go along with it because of Locutus and having a voice speak for them, and that didn't work. And then they tried going back in time.
And that didn't work.
To assimilate us in the past, but they were followed, and that didn't work. And they keep trying different things, but they don't really adapt an already tried tactic. That is a bit of vital information, and that's something they never pick up on, the Federation.
Well, no, you know what? Again, that tactic technically should have worked. I mean, if you think about it, if that single queen is part of the hive mind consciousness, then they should already know that going back in time is a feasibility, and we can attack them if we don't follow in there. If we do it where there is a human starship around, we can go back to their evolution and fuck them over.
Well, you know what else ruins it?
What?
Is in First Contact. Well, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
For the Borg to make that kind of a time travel thing happen, there should be a cost to it.
Okay.
Otherwise, why didn't they just go back in time the first time they met the Enterprise? Because they did use their cutting beam and got some people and some of the technology from the Enterprise and assimilated it. Then they should know something about the history and when the Federation began and when it started to grow strength. They could have gone back in time right then and there. Why didn't they? But then First Contact happens, and we don't really see a cost to them going back in time. If you see what I mean. We should have been given a reason. The Borg had to put together so much of this substance or something that's rare.
Okay.
In order to make their time travel work. But we didn't want to do that because all they had to do for the Enterprise to get back to the future was to adjust the deflector to emit the same quantum chronoton signature and open a portal. Then if there's no cost to time travel, why don't we use it more often?
I mean,
and I agree, they use it all the time, but they don't use it the same way all the time.
There were time. Again, I keep bringing this up in DS9. They used the orbs. Like every time they went. Well, most of the time they went back in time was because of the prophets using the orbs to do it.
Yeah.
And we're unsure. We were technically unsure if that. Well, we do know that it affected the actual timeline because of trials and tribulations. So, and then there was the one time where Quark and them accidentally went back in time. They weren't trying to go. It just happened. And then it was the shit with Gabriel Bell, and they went back in time again. It wasn't them trying. Shit just happened, and it was an accident.
Right.
You know. And
but that's it. They've discovered either through experience or by accident all these different ways to go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Basically to time travel. For one thing, they never go to the future for some reason. And they never and they never really utilize it like it's an option.
Yes.
You know, like, and maybe for Starfleet it's not an option, you know, because it violates a lot of ethics, right?
Yes.
But Section 31 wouldn't have that. And mind you, I'm just, one of the reasons I hate time travel is because it makes no sense.
It's a crux.
It always ends in a way where how do I explain
everything's wrapped up neat and tight in a little bow.
Yeah, and that's just not how shit works. As you know, Anorex demonstrated.
You know what a bootstrap paradox is?
Yeah.
Most time travels should literally be either a closed loop where the event already happened and you're just closing the loop, or it's a bootstrap paradox where X happens because of B, but B happened because of C, and C can only happen because A went back to do B and B went back to do C. You know, rough estimation of it. And it says that it should be a closed loop paradox because, like the Voyager episode where they go back in time, the two-parter, where they go back to San Francisco, and was it San Francisco? I can't remember. Yeah. It's a closed loop because those events had to happen for the technology that got Voyager to that point had to be built.
Yeah, it's a predestination paradox.
Predestination paradox. And that's all their time travel should be. The events with Gabriel Bell. It should be a predestination paradox, but it's a bootstrap paradox.
In a way, yeah. But it is, yeah.
Like, Bell dies because they went back in time, and Cisco became Bell.
Right.
You know? Again, it's wrapped up in a nice little bow, but it's never brought up or made reference to again. It shouldn't be a bigger issue.
It is brought up again when
Nog.
Yeah, when Nog is going to the academy.
Oh yeah, this looks like Captain Cisco.
Yeah.
And
that's fine. Yeah, I'm totally on board with that.
No, I'm. It's referenced, but I mean, it should be a bigger issue where, like, you went back in time and changed something.
Well, yeah, in the episode Trials and Tribulations,
they brought back Tribbles.
The Office of Temporal Investigation showed up
to
get a report on what exactly happened. Why did you violate the Temporal Prime Directive? Blah 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 blah. You know, but that didn't happen with Gabriel with the Bell Riots episode.
Yeah.
Why? Where was or we just didn't see Temporal Investigation show up, I suppose.
I mean, it would be nice if they'd have referenced Temporal Investigations. And I get why Temporal Investigation didn't show up for Voyager, because they're lost in space. And they still had the temporal, what do you call it? The time cops, if you will.
Yeah.
So I get
time
that.
Cops.
That's essentially what they are.
Pretty much.
They're time cops. So I get that issue, but everything else, like the shit with the Hobbit star blowing up because past God does something in the past and he affects the future. Temporal investigations should have came back and fixed that, and it should have never happened. The timeline should maintain its cohesion.
You would think, but again, with Babylon 5, they did it right. They did one story, and it took place over different episodes and even different seasons in the show. And cool, fine, good. We leave that story with no weirdo questions. Meanwhile, because of all the time travel in Star Trek, one story contradicts another.
Yes.
In ways they didn't even imagine when they wrote the episodes. So now we're stuck with all this bullshit that we have to try to comprehend. And it's because someone thought, hey, time travel's cool.
Shit, the episode called The Prophet, where the other prophet was trapped 50 years in temporal stasis, and then at the end he gets sent back.
Yeah.
Like, he knows about the future. He should... Why didn't he stop the Cardassians?
I think it was more than 50 years.
I think it was more. You're probably right. But it's the fact that he gets sent back.
I think it was on the order of hundreds of years.
Addie! What up,
Hey-o.
Addie?
But also, there's some interesting stuff in that episode because Cisco and Kira and all of us in the present, the prophets made sure we remembered that stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can chalk up a lot of that stuff to the prophets ensuring things happened the way the prophets wanted them to happen.
Making sure
if the prophets... Well, yeah, and the prophets apparently had a reason for allowing Bajor to be occupied by the Cardassians. Otherwise, they would have prevented it.
So that Cisco could come, so that the Cisco would be born and could come and fill his role.
Maybe, I don't know. But they said they had other work for the Cisco to do as well, and it'd be interesting to get a look at what some of that other work might be.
Yes.
And it's too bad actors age, because it would be fun to see Avery Brooks reprise the role of Cisco 30 years after Cisco's air quote death on DS9.
And have
he comes back.
An adult son who has a family of his own and
yeah,
who's older than he is.
Maybe. Because Jake was 18, I think, when
Cisco died.
No, maybe 19 or 20 even.
He was an adult.
So yeah, he'd be close to 60 when Cisco would come back 30 years later. It would be interesting. But we don't get to see that kind of stuff. I mean, and it would be hard to do with the new batch of writers who don't. You can't translate Captain Kirk, for example, today without the same kind of writers.
Yes.
And when I say the same kind of writers, I mean people who were writing and producing television in the 60s had lived through World War II. Mm-hmm. Some through World War I. Some through the Korean War. They'd been soldiers and whatnot during those times. Not just soldiers, but even if you weren't in the military, you still lived through those times. You had some experiences. In America, during World War II, everyone was doing their part. Yes. There was real connectivity in our culture then.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean connectivity in our culture within our culture. Not us connecting with the French or anything like that, but Americans being able to connect with Americans.
The war brought us together as a country.
Yeah, I mean, for 2 solid weeks after the attack on September 11th of 2001.
We were all Americans.
Yeah, we were all Americans, exactly. For 2 solid weeks. And then it was right back to the same bullshit. Man, we had where I worked at the time, I worked at a new car dealership. I handled shipping and receiving at the time. And I got to tell you, man, the attitude on people for those 2 weeks, black, white, Chinese, Indian, didn't matter. Nothing mattered. People just came in, and everyone was just kind of a little bit solemn, and they would ask each other, "How you doing?"
Yes.
You know, and there was a genuine. These were strangers, for fuck's sake. It's not like these were old friends. These were fucking strangers. You'd be like, "How you doing?" "Not bad. Doing all right. How are you?" You know, and it was quiet and solemn, but it was sincere. We gave a fuck about each other for 2 whole weeks, and it was awesome. It was great to see that kind of connectivity in America. But today, even the people who claim to want that never talk about it in those terms. They never want to talk about how awesome it would be to see everyone concerned about each other's well-being, even on a minimal level.
Agreed.
All they ever talk about is how, oh, this group is racist, that group is racist, you don't have my lived experiences. It's all a bunch of whining and complaining by comparison. They don't get that the future that you need to be the change you want to see in the world. They'd rather complain about the world not changing around them. That's why they suck. That's why they'll never win.
Well, we're just Americans. We shouldn't, even if we disagree on how we should go as a country toward the future, we need to respect that we are still one nation. One unified
Well, yeah, and
group.
even people like us who are, I don't want to say libertarian because that has too much baggage now.
I'm independent, openly.
But we are, yeah, that's what I mean. It's got too much baggage. You clarify you're not libertarian in the sense of the political party.
Oh, yeah.
We are people possessed of and enamored with the American concept of liberty.
Yes.
Especially as it is spelled out by the Bill of Rights. That's what I mean by that. We are Americans. That's what it means to me to be an American.
Okay.
When I say Americans should try something different and vote Americans into office, that's what I mean. It's not about a nation of origin or skin color or anything like that. It's about philosophy.
Okay.
And we used to connect on that level in this country. We honestly did. Look at what's that movie? That book, Atticus Finch, To Kill a Mockingbird. You have a Deep South white attorney defending a black man accused of rape. Okay? And Atticus Finch wasn't some great peacemaker between the races. He was a man who saw an injustice according to the American Code of Liberty. And he wanted to make sure that the defendant had his day in court, and he defended that man to the best of his ability, to the point of proving in court that the woman who claimed that he raped her was lying. It's a great movie. It's I think it is one of the great unsung American classics. And it's sung pretty well. But that's what America used to be. That's what Americans used to be like. But somehow we stopped being Americans philosophically. And I say we because we're part of this society. I'm not saying you and I stopped. You know, you and I in our group, we never stopped. We knew. Even if we couldn't put it into words, we knew this activity is un-American. Waving Ukrainian flags in the Congress, that's un-American.
Agreed.
Legislating to promote and uplift other countries at the expense of our own is un-American.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's not at our expense, and we might be able to convince other countries to go liberty with in that way, it wouldn't be un-American. But it is at our own expense. And, we can't help you rebuild your house if our house is a shambles.
Exactly. I can't tell you your house is dirty if mine's is.
Right. And right now our house is pretty fucking dirty.
Yeah.
But, police officers, they're not Americans. Not philosophically.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. They're trying to elicit confessions from you for crimes that have never been committed. That's not American. It's all right there in the Bill of Rights, dumbasses. Read it. And I don't mean just cops. I mean cops, lawyers, politicians,
everybody.
Doctors. Yeah. Our school teachers and well, they certainly are not Americans. Our school boards are not Americans.
No, they are not.
The biggest thing Americans can do is start electing Americans into these positions. All across the board. And if you want to know what when it comes to an established politician, all you need to look at is their voting record. But when it comes to someone new, you're going to have to figure out a way to quiz them so that you get the real answers. Because that's the only way to do it. You know how our politicians, even at the school board level, shit, if you disagree with them, they're going to have you arrested.
Yeah.
That's what they did in Loudoun County. That's what they do in school boards across the nation. It's what they do in city councils across the nation. If you say something when you have a right to speak that they don't like, they will fucking arrest you at those meetings. And the cops will go along with it.
Yep.
Even if, since when does the sheriff's department take orders from the fucking school board? What the fuck is that? The sheriff should be at those meetings. And when the school board starts saying that, oh, let's get this guy out of here, the sheriff has got to be there.
Like, nope.
To stand with the Bill of Rights, plant himself firmly, and tell that school board, no, you don't get to have someone arrested just because you don't like what they're saying. You got to sit there. You got to listen to what they have to say. This is what it means to be a representative government. If you can't handle that, you need to quit your job. And if you attempt to file any false charges, I will have you arrested. Here's something on that. You know what I'm tired of hearing in America?
What?
We've been getting death threats.
Yeah.
Oh, where are they? Fucking show them to me. Because if someone just says you should be hung in the town square, that's not a death threat.
Now, if they say, I'm going to hang you in the town square, that's a death threat.
That's a death threat. Exactly.
Oh my God, you use hurtful language against me. That's a death threat. No, it's not.
Yeah, show us these death threats everyone keeps getting. I would like to see them. I would like to have them analyzed. Did you report these death threats? Were they determined to be verifiable?
Did you send them to yourself?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, can we verify that this threat is legitimate, or is this just someone talking out their ass? There's a lot of things that have to be considered.
Yes. Like, how much of it just is just a fucking troll trying to rile you up?
Yeah.
Like, I remember a time where, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, when did we become so soft tissue skin?
I don't know. I think it started with the school system, though. And that's why I keep telling people that you want to change shit, get into the school boards. Because that's where it's really going to happen. That's where the change is really going to occur. And hey, for anyone out there, and I don't like doing this, especially on a game stream. But this isn't really a game stream, is it?
No,
the game is just there to be background.
Yes.
Let's be honest. But what people need to remember, I forgot what I was going to say. Son of a bitch. What I need to remember is what I was going to say. God damn it with a hammer. It'll come to me. I just got to fucking think for a second. Damn it. Oh, the school boards. Yeah, it started with the school boards, but it something else I like to remind people about, and this is for the Trumpers.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed President Trump's time in office. I really did. I think he did a great job. I didn't like everything he did. The bump stock ban bullshit. Called him out on it when it happened. I'm not a blind follower.
Agreed.
The only thing that I do a crazy thing. I look at the Bill of Rights and I use that as my guide. Crazy, I know. What kind of an American would do such a thing? But for all you Trumpers out there, what do you think's going to happen when he's done? Answer me that. What's going to happen after another President Trump term? Because he only gets one.
Yeah.
He only gets one more. Do you think that President Trump in those 4 years is going to fix things when he didn't even bother to have his hand-picked Department of Education head, Betsy DeVos, get rid of Common Core?
Yeah, that shit was fucking
No one talks about that, do they?
Nope.
4 fucking years. You had to get in there and return the American classroom to reading, writing, mathematics, and hey, maybe reinstitutes the music and arts programs as well. We had 4 years for someone to do that, who was apparently on the right side of whatever. Not history, certainly, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
We had someone in place, handpicked by President Trump, to take care of that shit, and it's never been addressed. Why? Why does no one even want to talk about that? See, this is why I won't fall for the cult of personality ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just, such cults are unreliable.
Agreed.
Personalities are unreliable. I like what President Trump does. I like that he talks like we do and calling out bullshit with the media. I like all that stuff. But I'm not blind.
Yes.
You know? I don't believe in blind obedience. I think blind obedience is what got us to where we are now.
Yes.
Blind obedience is the people who keep wanting to say American is the greatest nation in the world.
Agreed.
And
We're
then
not.
just leave it at that. No, I kind of think we are. But
we're imperfect.
That doesn't. Yes, we are. And being the greatest nation in the world doesn't mean that there's no room to improve.
Yes.
But no one wants. They just want to bounce around saying we're number one, so that they can show all their friends and family what good Americans they are. When it's more beneficial to I can't think of the word. It's more beneficial to think critically and to criticize what our nation is.
What was the saying? There's a particular saying. There's can't remember it. Something along the lines that Americans are good at arguing because by arguing they get the best ideas to rise to the top. Something to that effect.
Yes.
I can't remember the saying properly.
Oh, I never can.
But you get what I'm trying to say, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you follow an idea blindly, and you don't challenge it, then that idea is weak. That idea is destined to remain weak.
Yes.
My position has always been, even when it comes to religion, and I'm not a religious man, but I know enough that a faith that goes unchallenged will stay weak. Faith must be challenged and able to become stronger. America must be challenged in order to become stronger. We're facing some of the biggest challenges right now. We just need people to get on the fucking ball and start being Americans again.
Yes.
You know, all these people get around their dinner tables and they talk about things like the Bible and different verses and what Jesus meant here. Start reading the Bill of Rights. How about that for an idea? Anyone think of that one yet? Let's start doing the Bill of Rights around the supper table. Look how America starts to change then. I'm not saying we should ignore religion, because we shouldn't. Religion is the freedom to think.
Yes, it's part and parcel.
Yeah. It's part of the equation. But it doesn't mean that we can only think one thing. I mean, yeah, religion is very much the freedom to think, but at the same time, what does the Bible say about freedom of religion? It says believe what the Bible says or die in hell forever or whatever, or go to hell, basically.
Blindly obey.
No, it doesn't say blindly obey. It recognizes that some people won't, but at the same time, it also tells you, yeah, you're free to not believe in this thing, but
there's
if you do, you're going to hell.
There's consequences for non-belief.
Yeah. So, its stance on freedom of religion is sketchy at best. But was America put together with a lot of Christian values? Sure. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of values are universal. And even those universal values aren't universal. If they were, we wouldn't have a political class out there trying to find kids to fuck. Because that's what they're doing. That's why we don't have a guest list at Epstein Island.
Nope. Because a lot of names.
Well, yeah, we have a political / elite class that is absolutely corrupt.
I say this, I keep saying this, and I'll continue to say this. If Trump's name was on that guest list, they'd have threw everybody underneath that bus to get to him. It's not.
Right. Exactly.
Like,
that's how you know he's not on it, because we haven't been told that he is.
Yep.
And every time they tried to tie President Trump to Jeffrey Epstein, it's been a miserable failure.
Yep.
Because there's all kinds of contradictory information that's readily available.
Yep.
And again, say what you will about Trump, and I don't have exclusively good things to say about the man. I just see that he's right now a better option than anything else that we're being given as options.
Yes, currently. Like,
and I don't like that, honestly.
It shouldn't be a popularity contest. Again, you should vote for the president who best aligns with your policy, who best aligns with your ideals for the future. Like, that's how I vote. Like, if there was someone who best aligned with my ideals for the future, what I want to see my country become in the future, they would have my vote. That's how I've always voted. And yes, it steered me clear wrong. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, Green Badger says, the Vulcan Science Directorate has determined that time travel is impossible. I love that line, because that's beautifully played. Green also writes, I agree, though, that time travel is way overused in these stories. It really is. Sorry to switch gears like that, but
it's all good.
I remembered I have a chat. But it's true, time travel is way overused. It's annoying. But getting back to the politics stuff, man, they gotta... Americans have to realize that in protecting the rights of other individuals, you protect yourself.
Oh, most definitely.
And the best unit of measure we have at our disposal to do that is the Bill of Rights. We need to read it and study it a little bit closer. And I don't mean we have to study. Look, here's one of the issues I have with people saying, "Oh, well, here's what they meant when they wrote it." I don't care what side you land on, my side or someone else's side or what. That's not the important part. Where's what they meant when they wrote it? What individual words were defined as at the time, that means something.
Yes.
Because they toiled, man. They toiled, wrote, rewrote, argued, then rewrote, and then debated again, and rewrote again. They chose those words
for a reason,
specifically to convey specific meanings. We shouldn't be looking into what Thomas Jefferson had for breakfast the day that this amendment was. No, fuck that. That's stupid. What we should be looking into is what those words mean and how they were defined at the time of their writing. Everything else is a distraction because the words they chose in the order that they chose them were necessary to building the United States of America into the world's superpower. That was the building block. That was the starting point. By the time of the formation of our country, the UK had already started its work to abolish slavery. And America, being essentially a newborn nation, still had some time to, still needed some time to grow a little bit. You know, the ideas presented in the Bill of Rights weren't ratified that wasn't ratified when the country was born. That was later.
Yes.
It was a few years later. In 1791, I believe, when it was ratified. Oh, God, I'm going somewhere between 1791 and 1787. They're two different things, but I can't remember what both of them are at the moment. But, no, I think the Constitution was ratified in 1787. And then the Bill of Rights was ratified in 1791. Anyhow, those words were chosen in that order with those meanings for a specific purpose. And that's what we should look at. Everything else is a distraction. It's important for us to remember that, because one of the habits we have as a species is that we tend to let our vocabularies outpace our intellect. And that is a mistake. That is a tactical error. You can have all the words at your disposal that you want. Try to sound clever and brilliant in front of large audiences of people. But when those words are empty, when those words fail to communicate ideas, you think people are born knowing what proletariat and bourgeoisie mean?
No.
Fuck no. No, because no one uses that language. Only the people that use that language are the political hacks that want you to think that they're smart.
Yes.
We use phrases like the people, liberty, tyranny. We don't need 45 different divisions and classifications to distract us from the fact that an act is a tyrannical act. We don't need it. We already know. Why? Because we use the word tyranny. We use the word liberty. We understand. Now, America, as I said, it took time to see, it's ratified in 1791, the Bill of Rights. So it took time from that ratification for that information to circulate on horseback, okay, or on foot, depending. But it didn't disseminate quickly. It took some time. And then by the time it disseminated, people had to have the cognitive dissonance. Well, it says this, but what the hell are we doing when we do that? Looking at slavery. And then you have the cognitive dissonance. Well, it makes no sense. I guess it's okay because they're black. What the fuck is that? But that wasn't the case either, because slavery wasn't exclusively a black thing in America. We had the Irish, we had American Indians, we had all kinds of people being enslaved.
Yes, at different points in time, there were different groups enslaved. Or we
Yeah,
had
even
indentured
at the same
servants.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no, America has not always lived up to those words written in the Bill of Rights and in the Constitution. But it is upon us to examine those words, understand what they mean, and to force this country to live up to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the American people. That's what I mean when I say we need to start voting Americans into office. If you don't value the Bill of Rights, at the very least, you have no business representing the people of this nation, and you should get the fuck out of my country.
Agreed.
You should quit your job, clean out your desk, clean your shit out of your desk, get the fuck out of my government, and deport yourself to a country that better suits your pro-tyranny politics, because you have no place here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean when I say we need to start voting Americans in. When we need to find a way. We need to find a way to use the Bill of Rights as the measuring stick and to hold it up against anyone who is in or wants to be in government. We need to figure that out. And yeah, I mean that right down to the bus driver and the janitor at the local elementary school.
I agree.
And the local preschool. I don't care. If you are working for the government, these had better damn well be your values. If you're working for CPS, you'd better have reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just get to walk into people's houses. Fuck you. You need to have a reasonable, articulable suspicion. I don't care who you are. That also means you can't ban guns. Because to ban guns is an act of tyranny. Tyranny is illegal in this nation. That's, if you want a summation of the Bill of Rights, that's it. Tyranny is illegal in the United States of America. That is the best summation of the Bill of Rights you're ever going to get. I'm sorry, am I having another speech?
It's okay.
It's kind of been a long time since I've done anything political. And I'm not even pointing at anyone specifically except for Trump when I'm calling his shit out. And I will.
Don't worry, my friend. I get it.
God damn it. I keep pressing the wrong buttons here. There we go. I get frustrated with it because as Americans, we're not doing the job we're supposed to be doing as American citizens.
No, we are not.
People like to conflate the word citizen and civilian. Okay? There's two different meanings. We are not civilians, we are citizens. You'll see the word civilian a lot in military circles because they think we're a lesser class of person. But I'll tell you what. It wasn't military people exclusively who wrote the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm. It was citizens. It was average people.
Wow. Yes, it was. That's the greatest thing about this country. That's why I wanted to dedicate the book Arthur and I wrote to the Great American Nobody. Because there is no better animal on this planet, I think, than American Nobody. Because these are the people who toil without recognition and without recompense.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes it is people in the media working for a freer, better America. Sometimes it is. We don't see it anymore because they've been weeded out. Just like we've seen those people weeded out of law enforcement.
Yeah.
And weeded out of politics. And weeded out of teaching. We need to reclaim these professions. It ain't going to be pretty, though.
It never is. They'll cling and hold to what vestiges they can get to, and it'll get ugly.
Oh, they really will. Yes, it will. Man, for almost an hour I went on, but Jesus, why did you let me do this?
Dude, I don't mind. I ain't doing shit. Oh no, I gotta watch Scribe Light in like 9 minutes. Oh.
Oh shit. Okay then. That's okay, because I really got to pee. I think that's part of why I'm upset.
Ha! All right. Well, then do your outro and I'll do mine.
All right. I miss Nemo, and I don't usually go on a political tear like that because I'm trying to quit.
Don't.
But sometimes I hate to be this guy. Sometimes I think that I have something valuable to say when it comes to politics. But I really don't want to get a big head. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. That's not up to me. What I say may have value, but I'm not the guy who determines that. It's the listener who determines. Maybe I'll create another Rumble channel for politics if I think it's necessary. I don't know if I will. But I might. You'll hear about it if I do. But as far as the entertainment stuff I'm doing, if you like that content, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you like. Let me know by showing up in the chat. I enjoy the chat, man. I love it when we get people in the chat and the depravity ensues because that shit's funny.
Yes, it is.
I love that. I love that I've had people in my chat that can make me laugh as much as I hope I make them laugh. I love that. But until next time, this is Mitch Nemo signing off. Over to you, Tier.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out and listening to me and Mitch play a game and talk politics and whatnot. If you'd like to hear more of me, I will be on Saturday with the lovely Genty Maxie on my midnight show, which is on this channel at 11:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week for the midnight show, Mitch Nemo will be on. So get ready to hear more politics. What else? If you go to the pink... Go ahead.
Go on.
I said if you go to the pinned comment in the chat, or if you go to the description, you'll find 5 GoFundMes. They are for my friends James Colley, Angel Arreaga, Moonshock, The Hate Camel, and Maddy. These are all great people except for James, who's an asshole. No, he's a good guy. He's one of us. They've fallen on hard times, so if you can give anything, greatly appreciated by them and me. And I will be on again next Thursday with Mitch Nemo, blasting aliens in space. So
space aliens must die.
They must. So I will see you guys next week, and good night. Let me play the outro. Where is it? And there we go.
But since it fell unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be to you all.